social issues, entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories.
Your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond. Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. It's a beautiful sunny Thursday morning, and you're welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show right here on GhanaTalks Radio. I am your host, Ruth Esenam Fiagbedu, and I'm bringing you the news headline review. Right here on the news headline review, we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. From business to politics, from sports to entertainment, we got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on issues that matter to you right here every morning on the news headline review. And as you know it, I don't do it alone. Sitting right here in the studios with me is Miss Debbie Adozo and Miss Regina Bless. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
The grace is sufficient.
Miss Regina,
Yeah.
MTN.
Everywhere you go.
How are you? Agriculture.
Yeah, what?
I'll think about it.
Violet is a cool color.
Oh, really? I'm a cool girl. But I lose my dignity when I see food.
Food
Yeah, I don't
ambassadors.
lose.
How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Your side.
Yeah, I'm good. Miss Debbie,
I'm surprised because you've already asked us.
I have to ask again.
I'm fit as a fiddle.
You know, some people, when you ask them, how are you? They'll say, I'm okay. When you ask them again, how are you?
I
So
think that's the nature of Ghanaians.
Yes. So I have
So I
to.
don't want to even ask.
Exactly. So I have to verify again. Even if I don't hear them,
If you say a person
Yeah.
say, so you're not going to ask the next question because you
Yeah.
know what follows.
yeah, undidi and breakfast, Papa. Why? Breakfast will be in very soon. All right, so let's dive straight into a major news item. But before that, yesterday, I don't know if you followed the government accountability series. How was it for you? The AJ, revealing some of the money that state officials have looted. And they didn't do this alone, no. It actually includes their wives. But how little money I used to buy estates? At least what all stock crowd bonting. If they are chasing the money, they wouldn't be able to trace it. I'm not saying that. I'm not teaching you how to steal, but you should be an intelligent criminal. That's what I'm saying.
They're using this medium to encourage people. Skills and tactics.
All right, but
it's disappointing.
very,
honestly.
very disappointing.
It was disappointing, and the former, the man who was in the middle of all these brouhaha, former something, he came out to specifically say that he knows nothing about it, and the claims the AG is giving are false and baseless. And I was like, really? If they are really false and baseless, why would he even come out in the first place to say it? Me, I always say, in every rumor there's an iota of truth. So since these people and the AG, see, this is not the time to always come out, hold press conferences and be giving us a dito, they should work. They should make sure that these people are caught. And it shouldn't be like after arresting these people and that is it. Saying this person has been bailed out yesterday, and Debbie was telling me, say, Gift Awari has been given bail.
Yes.
I was like, bail
10 million
for what?
Ghana citizens.
Is it the money they want or what? Because that's a buying some pesca. Why are they giving her bail?
Because the back and forth is becoming
giving her bail, then it means that they are not getting solid evidence.
Oh,
solid
but you
evidence.
should get
So
all
they
your
also allow
facts
her-
right before you go ahead and arrest this
That is
person.
Ghana for us.
See, this issue is going to go back and forth, and then it's going to die out slowly.
Very soon
And
it will die out.
that's the end of it.
Yeah, Tisha.
And even yesterday, I was actually surprised that whilst even the accountability series was still going on, that was when Mr. Wahab also came out to say that he doesn't know.
Yes.
Like what
Yes.
happened? Like,
yes.
wow.
Now,
That
I said, what say now? All of a sudden, what to say about you on radio? So, my heading.
so did he pay these media houses to publish that he doesn't know anything?
Oh, they do it.
Anything
They do
about
it because when this Zoom Lion case came out, what this current member of parliament for Gomoa, A plus,
Yes.
spoke about it, and then he stood firmly behind Zoom Lion company. And when he was appointed into office, he then, I think the Attorney General mentioned someone, and he was trying to retaliate. And Attorney General was like, "Be careful before I mention your own."
Yes.
That was when he came out and he was like, he was being paid to actually speak on behalf of the Zoom Lion people.
Look at that.
So it should tell you that
And this-
they've been doing it to silence the issue
and
on the net.
and this person is actually an MP.
MP.
Oh yes, he's an
She
MP.
said, I bet that trust still. I'll not even be surprised
MP.
if that
Because
this Ahmed Swali's case he
'Cause
was
I was-
also paid.
I was really surprised that if you know nothing about the case and then the AG has come out to say those words, why don't you make good use of your lawyers? Because if indeed it's a lie, then that is defamatory. So why don't you just release or give a letter to the agent rather than you paying media houses to tell them the side of your story, when you should just release a press statement
You know you are wrong.
and involve your lawyers?
You know you are found guilty, and then you want me to go to the court again. They say I no more whoa. So they just have to pay. We the media makes issue very loud, and we can also minimize the issue, and that is why they see us to be intermediaries between the government and the people. Because sometimes say government now to say no, this issue needs to be dealt with. So they have to pay the media, just as the way we've been seeing it in movies. They pay these media houses, and then the issue is being silenced. And that is why sometimes you see these communication directors coming to sit and then talk. Excuse me, I don't want to use that, but it's okay. When they are talking, you can actually see that no, what this person is saying is false.
It's false.
Even a child born today knows that what you're saying, there is no truth in it. But because you are giving money, and so they speak on the matter, and then they silence the matter, they make it look as if Nyansa be a name, then it ends there.
Then it ends.
So
there.
some media houses are being paid. They are not really working. They are working for their stomach, not for the integrity of the work.
But I feel like the buffer man should have used a better approach other than just going to the media, narrating to them your side of the story.
That's the best approach. Say media na the information either he post it on his social media, the media will still take it and publish it.
So why don't they rather speak to his lawyers? Just as Miss Debbie said, you know you are guilty. That's why you came out like that. Should it be that there's no truth in what the AG
Would
said?
you come out to...
You could even sue the AG for defamatory because it's ruining your reputation. But since, as you mentioned, in every rumor there's an iota of truth.
Yeah.
So that is how he will come out and then debunk the claims the AG
You don't know
made.
this politician.
Yeah.
They have a lot of means of deceiving us.
Yeah. That's so sad. Yesterday, listening to the accountability series, I was like, hey, if President John Dramani Mahama is not able to prosecute any
boot
of
him
this,
out.
oh, that would be
Nah,
very
they-
bad.
yeah,
Then
booting him out is the-
what will be the relevance of the oral committee?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to our major news items for this morning. Minority pushes for parliamentary scrutiny of flagship programs. The minority in parliament is raising red flags over what it describes as a lack of transparency in some of the government's major flagship programs. Minority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin says the government has failed to submit key documents on its new programs, including the 24-hour economy initiative, the Feed Ghana program, and the Big Push infrastructure plan for proper parliamentary scrutiny. Speaking at a press conference ahead of Parliament's next sitting, Mr. Afenyo-Markin argued that the executive is required by law to present all program details to Parliament before rolling them out, especially since the funds for these initiatives come from budgets approved by the House. He stressed that without transparency, Parliament cannot provide proper oversight. He cited the Feed Ghana and Big Push project, which were expected to modernize agriculture, create jobs, and boost infrastructure as examples of government initiatives that have stalled without clear documentation or parliamentary review. Afenyo-Markin also criticized how the much talked about 24-hour economy initiative idea was highlighted in the President's State of the Nation address, but received no clear budgetary support or follow-up action. He is now calling on government to submit all program documents to Parliament to ensure accountability, transparency, and effective monitoring of public funds. And that was coming from the minority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin yesterday during their press conference, and he mentioned that most of the programs, all the programs that the current administration have brought on board have not even been to Parliament for them to sit on it and then allocate money or budget for that program. So he's now calling on the government to submit all program documents to Parliament to ensure accountability, transparency, and effective monitoring of public funds. What do you make of it, Mr. China?
So Alexander Afenyo-Markin,
Right.
micro mini minority leader.
They have a new name now.
Yes.
Yeah, I give them.
It didn't come in who bought.
Mini something.
Yeah, mini school. Majority leader gave them that.
And
Now he's becoming.
When I searched it, ants. That's the meaning, ants.
That's how tiny.
Tiny.
They've limited
Hey.
That's
Asemo.
bad.
degrade their position.
Yeah, so they push for parliamentary scrutiny of flagship programs. I always say that no matter how little these people are, I think they need to have a fair idea of whatever developmental programs or flagship programs that would be going on in our country. They need to have a fair idea of it, in as much as majority are the ones who hold a larger part of the power. But this looks like government didn't send anything to Parliament to them at all. So it's either that both the majority and the minority, they're on the blind side of the issue, or it can also be a minority pay and a name who share, but majority the name who be, but just that it wasn't debated in Parliament.
Right.
And to my best of knowledge, when something is being passed, let's say a normal bill is being passed, they take it to Parliament to make sure that Obian de Nadrenchereba, people will debate on it, the advantages and the disadvantages. At the end of the day, if the advantages weighs more than the disadvantages, it will be passed in favor of the people. And also, before any program will take place, any initiative like the Agenda 111, one district, one factory and all that, it would be debated in Parliament first. So why is minority leader now coming out to say they have no idea of what is going on? And even Sika Omodekoye Krano, they've not allocated any money. So which money are they using? Because I know that before they allocate money to a particular initiative, Parliament needs to know about it. So now, Sika Ben Omodeye, according to him, 24-hour economy, nothing. The 1 million codes to nothing, and other initiatives,
Yes.
they've not heard anything about
They've
it.
not heard anything about
The only thing minority leader is pushing for is transparency.
Transparency.
And that is it. And to avoid waste of funds. Because as it stands now, we don't have enough funds that we would say we are lavishing around. So the only thing I feel minority leader is saying here, and I think he's on the right side, is calling for transparency. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like I'm a lawyer for a client, and the client keeps me on the dark side. When we get to court, sometimes the other opponent's lawyers even know much about you, the client, more than your lawyer knows. And I thought, be now a question a client in you. Is that true? It's not supposed to be so.
It's not supposed
You are
to be so.
supposed to come out clean to your people. And I know President Mahama for someone who is transparent, who is open to people, who makes sure say or the workers eto first before him. So if truly these people don't know anything about all these flagship programs, and these programs are programs that mechanism are leading. Yeah, there are programs that are leading in the country now. So I think they need to make sure that they are open to the both majority and minority. But they can't tell me the majority doesn't know anything about it. They will definitely know something about it. So it's all about transparency and waste of resources Alexander is calling for.
But we've seen some of the programs already taking place, such as the National Apprenticeship Program, the Big Push, the the integrated one at Dorinia Road. So does that mean that all these projects actually
They
didn't
know
go to
nothing.
Parliament
Yeah.
before they started? So what should that tell us about the majority in Parliament now?
So or it shouldn't be like they're abusing power.
Yes, that's how I see it. That now that they have the upper hand in Parliament, they think they can make decisions without the minority.
Yeah.
Right, Miss Debbie.
Yeah, so I want to phantom something, but as a Maginian here, Papa, I don't understand why the minority will say that this issue was not deliberated in Parliament. If my memory serves me right, when the finance minister was in Parliament for the second quarter, he mentioned of the big push.
Was it when they walked out of Parliament?
He mentioned of the big push. He mentioned of Feed Ghana. And he even said the money that will be allocated for this, for this project, for these initiatives.
Then meaning minority for then they don't sit in Parliament because they are always on a walkout. They are always on a walkout. So how then do you hear all of this?
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing my mind to that.
How can you be concentrated, or how can you get to know what is going on when everything you seem to do is kakana waving off our bag now? Kakano, do you remember when they were working out? We sat here and we said that these people will come back and then they will be making claims, and it has started. The finance minister made mention of the big push. He made mention of Feed Ghana. He said how it's going to create jobs for people. And they even mentioned how this big push is going to help construct road for regions that lack good roads.
And budget was allocated.
They said that they estimated this for the amount of money. I wouldn't get the right figure though.
Right.
But they mentioned an amount of money that they think will be allocated and will help completing that project. The finance minister said it. So where were you? Where was your ears? Were you there in person and lost in spirit, or you were there both in physical and in spiritual? I don't understand why the minority seems to make it look as if the government is trying its best, but it's not passing through the right procedures. As Vijana said, the big push and the Feed Ghana, we know, they are key projects of the government. Yesterday, the president was in the Western region as a result of the big push to construct roads for them, and also make sure that the hospitals in the Western region is being built. If the road is constructed, being constructed or about to be constructed, who do they hand the work to? Is it not citizens? Is it not in a way of creating jobs for these people? And then you sit down, I feel like because of propaganda, you say that it's not being brought to parliament. And you say sometimes, I wonder how the minority think, because you didn't equally do same. You didn't do same. You didn't. We will be there and say, oh, if not for the intervention of this government, a lot of things would have been hidden from us. Like the drip. It was yesterday I got to know that some money that was allocated to the construction of those roads in districts and other places, but when you come to parliament, you bring to us information that do not exist. You equally didn't walk in the right steps. And now that you are in opposition, I feel like you are now beginning to it's like they are now beginning to know the right thing to do. Let me put it that way. We know that the legislature, regardless of the executive arm of government having an upper arm on the legislative, is to still end on the legislature. Because the legislature, they implement the laws. You can make the laws, but you can't implement it. And that is how the constitution is stated. So you're supposed to send it to parliament and they deliberate on it. But in the case where they brought it to parliament or they bring it to parliament, all you do is walk out. How will you get to know? So for me, I feel like this is one of political gimmicks they are making.
But it's not entirely the situation on grounds.
No.
Right. Scrapping 1D, 1F undermines job creation agenda. Afenyo Markin again. Minority leader Alexander Afenyo Markin has criticized the government for what it described as a weak approach to job creation, especially with the private sector. Speaking at a press conference ahead of Parliament's next sitting, the New Patriotic Party MP questioned the government's economic strategy, saying that focusing on inflation figures alone does not reflect true economic progress. We cannot say that inflation has helped to stabilize prices. If you monitor the opportunities for jobs, we are really getting nothing, he said. Mr. Afenyo Markin expressed disappointment over the government's decision to abandon the One District, One Factory program, an initiative introduced under the previous administration to boost industrialization and create jobs across the country. They came to cancel the 1D, 1F. They say they don't need it. But the 1D, 1F was a major boost for the private sector, he mentioned. He explained that the NPP's center-right ideology focuses on empowering the private sector as the key driver of growth and employment, while constructing that with what he called the government's unclear center-left approach to economic management. We in the NPP believe in the private sector. The private market creates opportunity for industry to grow so they can employ more. But we cannot say that this government has shown seriousness in job creation for the private sector, he added. Mr. Afenyo Markin called for renewed attention on private enterprise as the foundation for sustainable jobs and inclusive economic development. Ms. Debbie, do you think scrapping the 1D, 1F program was a mistake in the first place?
A mistake? Well, I would say it's not a mistake.
It's not a mistake.
The One District, One Factory program they brought on board was actually a good one, because we have communities or regions that are so much blessed with a particular shall I say vegetation. We have regions that, like, tomatoes is dominant there. We have regions that say cassava or yam is very dominant. We have regions where rice, they produce rice, and those rice are being brought into the urban areas to be sold. And we've had instances where some of these farmers complain that after they've harvested their rice, they don't get customers to sell it to. And so when the previous administration came on board that they were bringing one district, one factory, it was all in the name of making sure that those produce do not go waste. So we can reproduce it or process it into something useful. We can as well get rice flour. It can be also used into some other things. It can be also processed. And we can as well export our local rice out there. The rice that we import from other countries, it's a local rice, and then they process it into what we enjoy here. So we could equally do same. Like the tomato, it can be used in tomato paste. So when they brought up that initiative, it was a good one. But what did we see? So let me read this. When the MPP came into power, they projected over 321 district, one factory projects at various stages, including 211 new medium to large scale factories and 110 to existing factories. Now, the 296 factories were planned under the IDF. Even this one, I'm not sure. What they're giving me, I'm not sure, but let me read it. 125 factories had been completed as of October 2022. Where they, I'm not sure.
Did we see that?
We didn't see it.
So far, which one D1F do you know?
I don't know any. The one I know has to do with the government collaborating with an existing company. Which is Recycle. There is one cycle company at Dambai in the OT region. Right. Where the government actually collaborated with them. It's an already existed company. The Recycle was the name. Plastics into useful like chairs and that. Right. That is the only thing I know. But aside that, engineer. Was the engineer will be there? I don't know. You don't know. They projected that, and then they said it was going to create job. And sincerely speaking, if that 321 factories that was projected was completed, it will have employed 50% of the youth. A lot of people. And it's going to cut down unemployment. Exactly. But you were not able to complete it. Right. As to why you are not able to complete it, we don't know, because you told us that this was the amount of money that would be needed to complete those projects. Those money was disbursed into those programs, and then we didn't see it. You didn't as well come to tell us why you haven't completed the project, and why the money you stated that is going to help to complete those projects was not able to help complete those projects. You didn't give us any reasonable reason. So now that we have a new government coming on board, what do? You're supposed to calm down, put your pride aside, and then negotiate with the government. This is not about any Asha say no more baby, any Asha say no more baby. It's going to create employment. Why do you do that? What's the money that was projected into those particular initiatives? The projects are also nowhere to be found. So you could have just talked it out with the government. I know our government is a listening one. He would have done it. So I feel like the government scrapping the 1D1 factories for our own good. Maybe they feel like it will require more money. And even if it requires more money, the government have like only 4 years to be in power. They might start and they might not complete. And maybe the next government that comes on board, we don't know whether they are also going to complete it or not. So I think with that, this current administration have their own reason for doing that. Yes. I'm not sure they would just wake up and they feel like cancelling it, since even if it was completed, it's going to employ a lot of youth. But then I feel like maybe we are going to run at loss again, or we are going to run into debt if we want to focus on the 1D1 factory. Right.
Miss Regina, do you think this current administration is doing so well to help the private sector? Just as Afenio Markin said, that the government is not doing anything. Inflation alone cannot help solve unemployment.
To help private sectors.
Private sectors.
Okay, so I think I would use the YEA as a point, because the YEA only deals with employment, creating opportunities for these people, and sometimes these private sectors themselves connect with the YEA, that is Basintali, to make sure that some of these people have jobs. Magdan connected with I think during the Forum lunch initiative, whatever, he promised these people jobs. Is he not a private sector? He's a private sector and he's helping them. So I think the government is trying their best. People might think he's not doing anything. People might say he's just being idle. People might say he's not creating more jobs. But trust me, it also boils down to the youth themselves. With this coders thing they brought up, obi wo hobet sniff also way their mempe. You can start up something for yourself by involving yourself in all these initiatives. But Sintali made mention say kube hono the husk. They would refine it and modify it into charcoal.
Yeah.
That is what he's saying.
Yeah, and they even put a communique out there that they need the specific number of people to come help the initiative.
They will not go because they want an office job. They want a 9-to-5 job. They want a white collar job. Some would see a office muna AC but from home coats. That is what they want. So the government is trying their best. When it comes to this private sectors, they are benefiting. They are really benefiting. But sometimes you don't have to wait for the government to come to you. Right. You need to also come to the government.
Yeah, right. So you have to be hungry for the job. Right. Mahama promises incentives to attract foreign investors to the north. President John Dramani Mahama has reaffirmed his commitment to bridging the growing development gap between northern and southern Ghana. Speaking at the launch of the Ghana Infrastructure Plan, GIP, under the National Development Planning Commission, the president announced plans to introduce special incentives to attract foreign investors to the northern regions. He said the initiative aims to boost economic growth, create jobs, and reduce the high migration of young people from the north to Accra in search of better opportunities. We must stop the geographical imbalance because every child finishing school in the north has no economic opportunity and ends up moving to Accra, the president said. He noted that while Accra continues to attract nearly all major industries and foreign investments, other parts of the country, especially the north, remain underdeveloped. We are proposing an agro-industrial park in the northern part of Ghana, where we can redirect some foreign investors and offer them incentives to set up industries there. President Mahama believes that creating a strong industrial base in the north will not only transform the local economy, but also help achieve balanced national development. Yeah, this is coming from President John Dramani Mahama, where he made mention that the north is actually underdeveloped simply because there are no business opportunities or work opportunities right there in the north. So when people complete university or when people finish school, they all run to Accra to look for jobs. So he's going to create an incentive that is going to attract investors to the north. He's going to they are proposing on building an agro-industrial park in the northern part of Ghana where they can redirect some foreign investors and offer them incentives to set up industries there so that the north can also be developed and everyone can have a job there as well. What do you make of it? And what kind of businesses do you think these investors can actually create there in the north to attract the youth to, create these job opportunities for them?
Okay, so I think the north, they most of the food we consume, especially when it has to do with
Yam.
Yes, yam, especially yam and all those things.
Yeah.
It's coming straight from the northern region.
So they are known for agriculture.
So yes, they are known for agriculture. So they can
Right.
actually partner with private institutions, and then they will develop an industry that will help in processing this vegetable, making it safe for consumption. And it will also employ people in the northern sector. I like the fact that the president is bringing such an initiative because Accra is so congested.
Yes.
Accra is congested because everybody feels like this is a place where they can make money. They see Accra. You know those days, and people tell, hey, Accra.
Yeah.
Heaven on earth.
Everyone is rushing to Accra.
Everybody's rushing here.
Can't meet in a rent boy.
I'm telling you. Because even the landlords know that you have no option.
You have no option.
Oh yeah, of course, you need a place to lay your head. So you just go in for it like that. But let me tell you, when you go to the northern region, place to sleep, their food less expensive. Their houses less expensive. Now if you be able to your if you be able to be and the people they are very good. Just also Muntia saying but
they'll come for you.
They are lovely people. So with the government coming up with such an initiative, for me it is very, very, very good.
Very good.
When it happens like that, we will have people moving here to the northern region. So for the first time in history, the attention will be shifted or drifted a bit from Accra to the northern sector. And then we'll have people moving from Accra to work in the northern region. And it's going to help. But one thing I also tell the president that shouldn't only be about the northern region. Every region has a unique they have a unique offer to give.
Right.
Yes, they have something that they can actually give out. So maybe when you take the Volta region, what do you think is more common in the Volta region? When we partner with some, or which partners, which group of company can we partner with to help them? Okay, we look at the eastern region.
What is there?
Western region, what is there? And then you develop all these regions with big industries, and it's going to minimize this kind of pressure and tension on Accra.
Right.
A bad day.
Miss Regina.
Yeah. So Miss Debbie has said it all. They shouldn't only why.
So they are walking in their footsteps.
They shouldn't only focus on the northern region. As she said, every region has something unique to offer. I saw a video where, actually we have content creators who vlog and go to these regions and test their food and all that. I saw one person went to the northern region. Fufu, ne aponchenam and other things amounted to 10 cedis.
I'm telling you.
And when you see the fufu and the aponchenam, I don't eat aponche, but when you see the food,
hey, you're missing no. You don't eat aponche.
She also doesn't eat aponche.
What is that?
What is that? What is that?
No wonder.
When you
best of the same
flock together. When you see the food, and I was like, when you come to Accra here, this thing will cost you like 50 cedis. Because aponche alone, they'll tell you 25 or 20 cedis. So they shouldn't only focus on the northern region, but to other sectors, to other regions. Because Accra, we are tired. We are tired of seeing different people every day. We are tired. The place is so choked that we can't even breathe well. So they should develop those regions so that people would remain there. But this place is not greener pastures.
Hell.
Accra is expensive.
I'm telling you.
Accra is very, very expensive.
If you stay in this place and you survive, it's God though.
But for all these, why do you think that these industries do not like to go up the north or see maybe these regions to
development is not really going on there? Like example, network.
So you think that alone is a barrier preventing people or some industry or investors from conflict?
Like Boku. Sorry, I'm not saying Boku is a bad place.
But what are you going to do?
A place where you cannot sleep. Every day you're on the run. Setting up a business there, you run at loss. So all these things are petty factors that are preventing these people from setting up businesses in those areas. As part of the government's key initiatives, they want to build major hospitals in like every region. Now when you go to the OT region, Nkwanta is bigger than Dambai, but because of politics, they gave they can't say region be your capital municipal in that region. So instead of Nkwanta to take the municipality, because of politics, they gave it to Dambai, and because of conflict, the hospital that particular municipality is supposed to have, they've shifted it to Jasekai. So just imagine this is even the government, but with a private institution. I've even heard that there are some other private institutions that want to come and develop the area and build schools and stuffs, but because of the conflict,
so these are some of the barriers that is preventing some of industry makers and investors from going into some regions to bring up industry and create more jobs for the people.
And the notion we have this kind of notion that you can only succeed in Accra.
Yes,
That's
actually the mindset that a lot of people are having, that you can only succeed in Accra.
So I think education is important.
It's high time we renew that mentality. Well, that's a good initiative right there coming from the president. But I'm just hoping that the minority will not come back again and say that because the president is from the northern region, so he wants to develop his region.
Right. They will definitely say it.
To develop his region before going to other regions as well. But
they will say it.
Yeah,
so people are even started making false claim like that. That because the president is a northerner, he has started appointing people. The majority leader is a northerner.
Yes.
Education minister is a northerner. Speaker of parliament is a northerner.
Yeah, brain. Thank you so much for joining us on the news headline review. Up next, we have the Beach Girl.
Welcome to Debbie's Grow, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. A fresh case of financial misappropriation involving the former chief executive officer of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, Abdul Wahab, under the previous Akufo-Addo administration, has been uncovered by the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayenen. At a press briefing in Accra, Dr. Ayenen said his office will soon file formal charges, including stealing, conspiracy to steal, willfully causing financial loss to the state, and other related offences against him. Per the facts presented at the press briefing, Dr. Ayenen said investigations conducted by the Economic and Organised Crime Office (EOCO) found that Abdul Wahab and his wife, Faiza Seidu, embezzled over 40 million in state funds and marked for the school feeding program during his term as CEO of the Food Buffer Stock Company from 2017 to 2024. According to the Attorney General, the couple laundered the stolen funds through 7 different enterprises, details of which are expected to be disclosed in a charge sheet. The Attorney General also narrated that on June 25th, the EOCO conducted a coordinated operation based upon their initial investigations, which resulted in the arrest of Mr. Abdul Wahab, former CEO of the National Food and Buffer Stock, his wife Faiza Seidu, and James Atiko, the buffer stock manager for the northern sector. On the counts of the foregoing, we've decided to charge him, he said. The Attorney General alleged that within the period, Abdul Wahab, in collaboration with Richard Samasante and other people, extracted the transfer of 78,268,004 pesos from the bank accounts of Buffer Stock Company to private companies like Hannah Abdul Wahab, his wife and staff of Buffer Stocks. We are so much endowed with corruption. A CEO that have been appointed by a president in charge of the food and buffer stock. No wonder some time ago there were complaints all around that the students were not getting enough nutritious food to eat because there was shortage of food. Not knowing the money that has to be used in procuring those foodstuffs will be shifted into private accounts of a sole person. Why are we so wicked? Why? This is beyond witchcraft. If you talk about witchcraft, it's not about painting your face. This is also a means of witchcraft. Such a huge money. This man have 14 properties owned in his name. And each of the properties he owned were bought in 6,000, 8,000, 10,000. Where will you get that money to buy such an expensive property, if not for you to steal from the state? Where will you get such a huge sum of money to buy an expensive property as that? We've made things so conducive that when people are being appointed into office, they do whatever they like. And I feel like we wouldn't get to know all this if these people were still in power. We wouldn't get to know this. All we will be hearing is it's because of COVID-19. It's because of Russia-Ukraine war. And that is why things are expensive. Not knowing that some people are behind the scene, spending taxpayers' money. And then will come out making it look as if we don't have money in the country. But there is money. I don't believe a colleague who has always been telling me that sometimes you feel like there is no money, but this money are in possession of some people. And he's right. The money is in possession of some people in this country. And that is why we are not accountable. These people cannot account to us. Instead of you to serve the people, you are stealing from them. Such a huge money. And he even got the nerves to respond to the Attorney General that he's not involved in the allegations leveled against him. And he wants to stand in court and defend himself. This is a country we find ourselves in. Everybody is now a thief. You see them in their suits, sitting in air-conditioned vehicles, but they are thieves. These people occupy big position in churches. Some of them are elders. Some of them are deacons and deaconesses. And this is what they do. Steal from the state. And then they'll end up telling you that you are not working enough. They'll end up telling you that you're not putting in much effort. But they know within them that the money they are making is not for their sweat. It's not from their sweat. Is this how we govern a country? Is this how? I don't understand why when the previous government was leaving power, they refused to account the country. They refused. Even when there were speculations that some of these things were ongoing on, they silenced the issues. They make it look so foolish in the sight of citizens. And they made us believe that those making the claims are not serious enough. So we have such huge money. And it's in the possession of one person. Just one person and his family. Yesterday when I was reading, I don't really know, but per what I've read, the wife of Mr. Wahab is a housewife and she takes 5,000 every month. 5,000 every month for what? For working for the country? Or for supervising constructions that are ongoing? And she's being paid 5,000 a month. And we have workers demonstrating every day that they want to be paid. So we have such money in the possession of one person. And the previous administration made us believe that there is no money. And the only way we can get money is to go out and beg. And blindly we are following them. See, our leaders has fooled us. They've made a fool out of us. And to the Attorney General, you see, as it stands now, I feel like we are happy with what you are doing. But in a way, we are losing trust with the credibility of your work. It's good when you bring this, you fish these people out. It's good. You're trying to inform us what is going on in the country, what has been hidden from us for so long. But the question is, are these people going to be prosecuted? Are we going to retrieve those money? That is the mistake we do here in Ghana. We are so good in figuring these people out. We will figure them out. Bring out evidence that we feel like they are solid enough. And that's what we call Beni. And by the time you realize it, the issue has died out. The person will not be arrested. The money will not be retrieved. And when it happens like that, are we marching forward or we are marching backwards? Corruption, corruption, corruption. Corruption can only come to an end when we hold these people responsible for their acts. When we hold them accountable. And because we lack monitoring and supervision, we don't monitor the works of these appointees. We don't supervise them. And even the people that have been appointed to supervise this appointee are also corrupt. They are also corrupt. They get there, they see what is on the ground, but then they take money into their pocket. And then they come back giving a fake report, a fake result. That does not even tally with what is going on in reality. And it's sad. Why? It's the end done yanin tias and papada. And there NSS ghost names, people being paid that do not exist, disease being paid, blood of clots in women's tummy are even being paid money. And we don't get to hear anything about it. And what we always get to hear is they've granted this person bill, the case will be adjourned next year, they'll come back, they'll grant the person bill, the case has been adjourned, and then they'll keep on adjourning the case. To the extent that you, the one following the case, you become so exhausted. Now we jam maneko. And we think with this kind of behavior, we can fight corruption. We are deceiving ourselves. I feel like there should be a death penalty. The constitution needs to be reviewed. Some laws need to be changed and rewritten. If there is a death penalty, simple. If an appointee, you are being caught in such a dubious act, you should be served a death penalty. If you won't be served a death penalty, you shouldn't be eligible to hold any office that belongs to the government. Set it aside. That is the only way we can fight corruption. Please, the Attorney General, we are tired. We are tired. Today you are bringing faces, tomorrow this. We are happy, but what we want to see is these people being prosecuted, the money retrieved. If not, any Attorney General office, OSP, BBR, then we know that we are not in safe hands. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that girl. Today in history with Miss Regina Bless.
Today in history, John Kufuor was officially renominated by the New Patriotic Party in 1998 as its presidential candidate, a pivotal moment that led to his election in 2000 and his first term as president of Ghana. This event was a crucial step toward a significant shift in Ghana's political landscape, which included the first peaceful transfer of power between democratically elected government in 1957. Allied forces launched the Second Battle of El Alamein in northern Egypt, a turning point in the North African campaign of World War II. This battle marked the beginning of the end of Axis expansion in Africa and had significant repercussions for the continent. To some observers, National Horror Movie Day to honor the birthday of horror director Sam Raimi and to promote the enjoyment of horror films. The day is meant to encourage fans to celebrate all types of horror movies, from classic slashers to supernatural and psychological thrillers, and to appreciate the unique thrills and art within the genre. National TV Talk Show Host Day is celebrated to honor the impact of talk show hosts on television and popular culture. The celebration recognizes the role hosts play in entertainment, journalism, and public discourse, from pioneers like Phil Denhua to contemporary figures. Event Organizers Day, to recognize the people who plan and execute events, bringing together communities and creating memorable experiences. The day highlights the crucial role event organizers play in coordinating everything from small gatherings to large-scale functions, ensuring they run smoothly and successfully. Lastly, National Slap Your Irritating Co-worker Day, which is intended to be a day for social jest, humor, and letting off steam, rather than an actual promotion of violence. The day is meant to be a humorous outlet for dealing with common workplace annoyances like non-stop talking, making mistakes, or being a constant suck-up. And that's all for today on Today in History and some observances live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for Today in History and some observances of the day. Miss
National
Debbie,
Slap Day.
slap your irritating co-worker day. And today is also, you read something about host talk show. Yeah. So we appreciate you all. Keep up the good work. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We'll be coming your way with the news shortly, and right after the news, we'll be coming with the main discussion.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries,
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Welcome to the morning news on Ghana Talks Radio. Attorney General uncovers massive corruption in Dre project to a tune of 30 million tax evasion scandal. Majority challenges minority to utilize public information on government initiatives. The Office of the Special Prosecutor and that of the Attorney General dispute over Fourier test prosecution sparks controversy of constitutional roadblock. Ghana's HIV response threatened by 78 million funding shortfall. Environmental Protection Authority unveils initiatives to improve climate and environmental reporting. These and many more coming up your way shortly. The Attorney General Dr. Dominic Ayenen has made shocking revelations about the District Roads Improvement Program project under the previous government. According to him, the project involved significant financial irregularities, including over-invoicing of equipment by 100 to 300% and tax evasion amounting to 38.7 million. The government has demanded a refund of 2 million from JA Plants Pool Ghana Limited. The company awarded 176 million contract. Investigations revealed that the company was overpaid by 2 million, with the government seeking to recover this amount. These revelations are part of a broader effort to recover misappropriated funds and hold individuals and companies accountable for financial breaches under previous contracts.
The GRA says. Now, when it comes to the issue of over-invoicing, we noticed that they were over-invoiced by between, that is the equipment, the drip equipment were over-invoiced by between 100 to 300%. All right, so I give you an example. One piece of equipment which costs $40,000, the government paid $84,000 for that equipment. That is over 110%. And so we are now diligently looking through all the equipment, and you can imagine that the equipment for all the districts, there were, hundreds of pieces of equipment. So we are going through each one of them because we are looking at a criminal investigation. And in criminal law, charges must be specific. If you miss the element of specificity, your case will be thrown out. And that is why I keep urging Ghanaians to be patient, because we need diligent investigation so that when I send a case to court, we don't have any doubt that criminality has occurred. So, ladies and gentlemen, prosecutions have commenced in the SkyTrain and National Service scandals. In the case of the latter, we have filed charges against the former Chief Executive, Executive Director, Osea Sibe-Ntwi, and his deputy, Gifty Owari. Charges are being prepared against the rest of the public officers and the so-called marketplace vendors. In all, we intend to file about 10 cases in the NSA scandal and will use some of the public officers and vendors as prosecution witnesses.
Majority Leader Mahama Yariga has dismissed the minority concern over the government's lack of transparency regarding its flagship programs. The Minority Leader Alexander Pinyo-Makin had criticized the government for failing to submit key documents on major initiatives to Parliament for scrutiny and approval. This initiative includes the 24-hour economy program, the Feed Ghana initiative, the Big Push infrastructure program, and a 10 billion plan to enhance national connectivity. Mr. Yariga argued that the minority should utilize media reports and online platforms to monitor government programs. He encouraged the minority to use these resources instead of relying on formal submissions.
Info analytics that you have started here, did he come to brief you in Parliament? The man didn't come to brief you in Parliament. But you've gone to dig it out, you've gotten that information, and you are here relying heavily on that information. So how come that you don't want to rely on the information of all the media houses who covered Ejumawura, who covered all these other, programs, the Big Push, the Coders program, the apprenticeship training program, all these were launched. They were covered extensively by media houses. They were reported. So if you can sift through media reports to see the reports of info analytics, sift through the same media reports, and you'll find all the reports on all these programs that were launched.
Venturan journalist and managing editor of the Insight newspaper, Kwesi Pratt Jr., has described the creation of the Office of the Special Prosecutor as a political gimmick with no substantial impact on Ghana's legal system. His comment comes amid growing tension between the Office of the Special Prosecutor and the Attorney General over the handling of cases, particularly the extradition of former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. The dispute revolves around the OSP's attempt to extradite Ofori-Atta, who is wanted for corruption-related offences. Mr. Pratt argues that the OSP lacks independent power to initiate extradition proceedings, citing Article 88 of the Constitution, which vests prosecutorial authority in the Attorney General. He questioned the OSP's decision to communicate with the Chief of Staff instead of directly with the Attorney General, describing it as unconstitutional.
Well, I think, look, we need to go back to the basics. Yeah. The establishment of the Office of the Special Prosecutor was just a political gimmick with no substantial consequences for legal practice in Ghana. It's a political gimmick. And we said so. And everybody ignored our counsel. The NDC ignored our counsel because at the time it did not want to be seen to be against measures to fight corruption, even though they knew clearly that this was a useless gimmick. The NPP on its part wanted to create the impression that it was taking the fight to corruption, the fight of corruption.
Even the fight against corruption.
Against corruption to another level. This is the gimmick which brought the OSP into being. Because you see, no part of Article 88 of the Constitution, clause 1 to clause 6, has been amended by the establishment of the Office of the OSP.
Fact.
Now, if you read Article 88, clauses 1 to 6 of the Constitution, it is clear that the Attorney General is still in charge of all criminal prosecutions and all civil suits against the government. It's still the authority, the final authority. Now, with regards to the current dispute, or apparent dispute between the OSP and the Attorney General, there are allegations against Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, and I think it's important to emphasize that these are allegations. These are matters of public interest. These are matters that the OSP wants to investigate. So as we speak now, Mr. Ofori-Atta is not a criminal. He has not been convicted by any court of law. But there are suspicions, there are allegations, there are matters in which the state claims that it wants to set the records straight in order to be able to determine whether or not he should be prosecuted. The OSP started this investigation. Now, the OSP insists that it needs the physical presence of Mr. Ofori-Atta to be able to carry on with this investigation, which may lead to prosecution.
Deputy Chief of Staff Nana Oyo Bampoado has emphasized the need for a domestic financing framework to fight HIV and AIDS in Ghana, given the significant funding gap left by external partners with a substantial deficit of 78 million following the withdrawal of US aid and other international donors. Ghana faces a major challenge in sustaining its HIV/AIDS programs. The Deputy Chief calls for a more explored local funding sources to mitigate the impact of reduced external funding. However, the Ghana AIDS Commission has repeatedly highlighted the need for increased domestic funding to combat HIV/AIDS. In 2023, the Commission emphasized that Ghana requires approximately 132 million to eliminate HIV by 2030, with a funded deficit of over 86 million.
24,
This is the data and the statistics. We are also, as the financial world, grappling with the abrupt withdrawal of $78 million, which was USAID health support. It funded malaria, it funded HIV/AIDS, and child health programs. We do not have access to $78 million. Across Africa, funding for HIV programs have plateaued. External aid is no longer a reliable solution in terms of finances for HIV across Africa. So if we are truly committed and we want to ensure that HIV as a public health threat is ended by 2030, we must, as a matter of priority, reposition our national HIV response within a domestic financing framework. A domestic financing framework that reflects self-reliance, efficiency, equity, consistency, and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, this situation has engineered global conversations to awaken Africa and the entire world for the need to look inward to redefine.
The Environmental Protection Authority (EPA) of Ghana, in collaboration with Nasford University, has launched the National Climate and Environmental Communication Initiative. This initiative aims to equip journalists and communicators with the skills to effectively report on climate change and environmental issues. The EPA and Nasford University work together to build a community of skilled communicators who can deliver clear, relatable, and impactful environmental messages. The national climate will be rolled out nationwide through training workshops, collaborative forums, and community engagement programs after the COP30, scheduled for November 10th to 21st in Brazil. This initiative underscores the need of effective climate communication in promoting sustainable development and environmental governance.
Protection Authority na Nasford University ya ka bom na yeze program for ya hihye program for National Climate and Environment Communication. Mo ba ya yebotum na ya ka climate change na ho nsam na hen environment na ho nsam na yebecheche miye magana fo wata se ana obi biara owo Ghana edumaku bia wata mo rekodo wo hen climate no nsam na hen environment no nsam na ase nti e launch the initiative ya program ya yen Nasford for ya yebe train nkofo mo wakasa yebe train journalists ma ho edwuma no mo ti biara no what climate change no yen environment nsam no was aka ho nti na yehie mo nti a launch program no yebe train February to bear afa ma oya EPA ye wo climate change na environment ho onche biara enyina wiase nyina yebe kwekehie mo COP30 wo Brazil ano climate change meeting kese pa ye ana wiase ka hia ye United Nations amana amani nyina nkabom ku hia ye na ikrobia de na asama orokodo wo nukrom fa climate change ho ozukotuga na aman fofo so mbo bia wo no wozoboa ikro no nti Ghana ye de hia asam boko na ya hwamboa ye de baba wo climate change inya titu ozizi hen ya hwa mawum esi aye hwa afa ya hwa de epo orifa hen ahona wote impano ekọ epum enam ni yi ehawa owom oye hen ekwadwuma ehawa owo ho nsuta flood na oba drought oba wa Ghana ha nyina no yedino mu nsam COP30 wo Brazil oye November ya na mbo ebenya fi nkonko do no so ya san ye da Ghana.
In business, His Excellency the President has retreated his determination to tackle the scarred geographic imbalance in Ghana's development. Speaking at the launch of the Ghana Infrastructure Plan, on Wednesday, October 22nd, under the auspices of the National Development Planning Commission, NDPC. The president outlined plans to offer targeted incentives to foreign investors who establish businesses in the northern region. The move, he explained, is aimed at stimulating economic growth and narrowing the development gap between the north and the south. The president noted that while Accra remains the most urbanized region, northern areas continue to trail in development, a situation that has contributed to growing migration to the capital. The Bank of Ghana has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening the country's digital payment infrastructure and promoting financial inclusion through innovation. Speaking at the MOBEX Africa Technology Exposure and Innovation Conference 2025, the Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Matilda Siedu Asante, said the bank remains focused on deepening interoperability, advancing ECD pilot, and fostering trust through sound regulation. Reflecting on Ghana's digital finance journey, Mrs. Asiedu Asante highlighted the country's remarkable progress over the past decade. She outlined strengthening instant payments infrastructure and interoperability to ensure seamless and efficient digital transactions, expanding the ECD pilot to enhance financial inclusion, including for users in offline environment, deepening trust through progressive regulation that protects consumers while enabling innovation as the three key priorities driving the Bank of Ghana's digital agenda. She stressed that innovation and inclusion must go hand in hand. Technology should empower, not exclude, she emphasized. Our focus is to ensure that every Ghanaian, regardless of location, benefits from the opportunities created by digital innovation. The Deputy Governor commended MOBEX Africa for its decade-long role in advancing technology, innovation and digital transformation across the continent. MOBEX Africa Technology Expo and Innovation Conference has evolved into one of Africa's premier platforms for dialogue on emerging technologies and digital transformation. This year's conference brought together policymakers, innovators and industry leaders to explore how technology can drive financial inclusion and economic growth. With continued investment in digital infrastructure and the ECD initiative, the Bank of Ghana is positioning the country as a leader in Africa's fast-growing digital economy. In sports, former Minister of Sports Edwin Nilante van der Poel has made a bold claim that Chelsea Football Club defender Joshua Kofi Echampo is better defender than the defenders in Ghana's national men's football team. He made this bold statement in an exclusive interview in the face of serious resistance from many Ghanaians to exclude dual national players who did not feature in the Black Stars 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers from making the Black Stars World Cup bound roster. Former Sports Minister Nilante slammed their stance and while stating that a similar mindset prevented former Man United striker Danny Welbeck from joining the Black Stars, the former Member of Parliament for Dodo constituency stated. 90-year-old English-born Echampo, who is of Ghanaian descent, scored his first Chelsea goal in the Blues' 3-0 win over Nottingham Forest and is one of the highly rated young players in the English Premier League. Ghana's Black Stars have been nominated for the Men's National Team of the Year award at the 2025 CAF Awards. The team has won 5 of its 6 competitive matches this year and will face stiff competition from 9 other nations for the top honor. The senior national team defeated Comoros in their final 2026 World Cup qualifiers, topping Group I with 25 points, the 4th highest total in the CAF qualifying series. However, no Ghanaian has been shortlisted for the Men's Player of the Year award, with Egypt's Mohamed Salah, Morocco's Hakimi, Nigeria's Victor and 7 others vying for the prize. The CAF award ceremony is scheduled for December. And showbiz, gospel singer Lady Lydia Ampao has released a new single titled Asedankwa, literally translated as Thanksgiving, which is already gaining attention on streaming platforms and in church auditoriums. The song was inspired by a period of deep personal tragedy. In that dark period, the Lord gave me this song. It carried me through and reminded me that gratitude is still possible in pain. Lady Lydia said, the message behind Asedankwa is clear. There's always a reason to thank God, even in difficult times. Asedankwa is a contemporary Ghanaian high-life piece that blends heartfelt worship with indigenous Ghanaian rhythm and soul. It carries a warm, nostalgic African tone while maintaining a modern sound that appeals to both younger audiences and matured believers. The single was produced by her husband Chris Ampao at the music studios in Accra. The collaboration showcases a balance between excellence and spiritual depth. From the rich instrumentation to the layered vocals, the production reflects both artistic precision and divine inspiration. Beyond its sound, Asedankwa has been touching lives. Listeners have shared testimonies of how the song has lifted their spirit and renewed their sense of gratitude. As she continues her musical journey, Lady Lydia Ampao promises more uplifting and spirit-filled songs that bring hope and draw hearts closer to God. If Asedankwa is anything to go by, the gospel music scene should expect a lot more from her. And that is how we end it on the morning news broadcast. Do want to log on to all streaming platforms at GhanaTalks Radio for more news updates. I am Deborah Dorso. Do have a good morning.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. Every occasion demands the company of good music that fits the purpose. At GTR Sounds, we understand your need to create just the right atmosphere for your wedding or engagement, party, funeral, crusade, political campaign or rally, or just any other event, as well as executive and corporate functions. With our modern and high-quality spinning machines, mixers, microphones, and power amplifiers, binary speakers, and subs, we offer the highest of sound quality and music play at events and functions. At GTR Sounds, we have a team of seasoned and highly experienced sound engineers who understand just the right choice of music for your event. Locate our studios at Aponchi Hotel in Anya or call our numbers 054-8522-897 or 027-3363-973. You can also reach via our email sounds@GhanaTalksRadio.com. At GTR Sounds, we take care of your event. What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Good morning to you once again. This is the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. And as you know it, I am your host, Ruth Etinam Fiagbedu. And just how we do it. Before we dive into our main discussion for this morning, I'm seated here with my ladies. And we are going to be looking at some few headlines before we come up with the main discussion. Good morning, ladies, once again.
Good morning.
I'm not going to ask you how are you because I know you are well and you just can't wait to dive into your wachi for your breakfast. Don't worry. Miss Debbie, what are we having for breakfast this morning?
This morning, dear, I've already taken my breakfast.
You've already taken your breakfast? Oh, I see. Well. Miss Gina. Miss Gina.
Yes.
How
So
are you doing?
we need to go, eh?
Yes, you need to go.
To amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond. Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bliss.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Hello, lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. Sorry for that disruption. Yeah. And as you know this is the main discussion for the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. And as you know on the second segment, we bring a knowledgeable guest who will dive into the issue, digest it, dive into it, discuss it, and share their informed perspectives on that right here on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Sitting right here with me in the studio is Mr. Stephen Dubik Ganip, who is a social commentator. Yeah, he has made it clear that he is not affiliated to any party. Neither does he speak for any political party. So let me make that known. Mr. Ganib.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How is you?
I'm good. And you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, we thank God.
I love your glasses.
Thank you. Thank you.
You look good in them.
Really?
Yeah, you do.
Then let me just say a thank you to my people at Spexline Eye Care. They are in Kumasi. Dr. Ima and then Rachel. They gave me the second set of eye.
Now you have 4 eyes.
Yeah, now I have 4 eyes.
You can see.
I want to say thank you to them. I of course they did a great job on me.
Mm-hmm.
Any doctor would have given up on me, but Ekoha, they said there be Ekoha and those things. They had time to, for me to kind of go through the ropes and then find the lens that fits better. So
it fits you.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you?
I'm good.
How are you? You look good in white.
Really?
Yeah.
White is actually my favorite color though.
Oh.
Yeah. Send me Australia waffle.
Ambassador your waffle.
If you're sorry, I'm buy.
You're innocent.
Yes, very innocent. Very, very innocent.
Should we believe you on that?
Yes, believe me on that. You can put your neck on the block for me on that. Okay. When it comes to innocence, I'm very innocent.
You're very, very innocent.
Yes, very green.
And you mean I'm Kayo?
My Sachin Water Forest.
I see. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for coming too.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. So before we dive into the main issues for discussion this morning, yesterday the government accountability series was held, and it was the turn of the Attorney General AJ, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, and then he made mention of the OSP and his office as well, saying that they are still waiting for the docket from the OSP. Once they get it, they can proceed with the case. Why are we still waiting for the docket after all these months?
I think the office of the OSP or the OSP has been slow in acting.
Why?
If you declare somebody wanted, we expect you to, I mean, you should have done your preliminary investigations, and then by now your docket should have been ready. But no, he says it is not ready yet. So what can we do than to wait? But I hear people saying that there's issues, there are challenges. I made an argument the other time here that the Office of the Special Prosecutor, the OSP, derive its powers from the Attorney General. And my brother the other time disagreed with me. If you look at the Article 88 of our Constitution, it says all manner of prosecutions will be done by the Attorney General. All manner. Enye baako enye mienu wase ni nyinaa wase a prosecution bi a Ghana no will be done by the Attorney General. So if you read that provision of the Constitution, one thing you come into conclusion is that it means that say OSP no at the asem court na asem no Attorney General na asem na mwa no but me filing only prosecute. You get it?
Yeah.
Based on that, the OSP now becomes the subordinate of the Attorney General. Do you get it? The OSP, per the Article 88, becomes the subordinate of the Attorney General, because the police CID does prosecutions in this country, but they do it on behalf of the Attorney General. So if the OSP is also doing prosecution, and in our Constitution, per article, the dictates of Article 88 says that all manner of prosecutions will be done by the Attorney General, then it means that every prosecution the OSP is doing is on behalf of the Attorney General. So that we kid ourselves to think that the office of the OSP is some independent office. It is not. The Constitution is superior to any other laws in this country. So if we pass an LI, a CI today, and it conflicts with the provision of the Constitution, that law or the LI or the CI is null and void. So based on this, if the Article 88 of the Constitution gives the prosecutorial powers to the Attorney General, then the OSP cannot be independent. You get it?
Yeah.
And I get people saying that when Nanado was creating that office, he wanted us to cure the perception of political bias or political interference, because when the Attorney General, the AG, is prosecuting, he's in cabinet, he's appointed by the president, and what have you. But the OSP himself is also appointed by the president.
Yeah.
He answers to the president. So let's not kid ourselves and think that that office is independent. It is a political creation. It was created for a political gimmick, and I'll continue to say this. Office.
So you think it should be taken off?
Yes, that office should be scrapped, because look at their budget. I always say this and end up at their budget.
So if that office is then scrapped, who then takes up the case? The AG?
It go back to the AG.
It go back to the AG.
Because per the Article 88, the AG can decide to file a nulli prosequa in a case that the office prosecute or special prosecutor is prosecuting. Right?
Yeah.
Because prosecution, you are doing it in his name. If he says don't continue the prosecution, what can you do? So let's not kid ourselves and think that that office is independent. It is not. And the people occupying that office should start giving us resource. We want to see resource. Say, yeah, Kasenanka, they have successfully prosecuted like 20 cases, recovered or my Jessica be Sika ye fees amount for we no matter jimu be billions of cedis am I. Nobody would complain. No?
Nobody will complain.
But ya tana ho be influence ye.
And they haven't prosecuted.
Martina mi do better na how na nkokwasa he go here come there near man office we was mempe near man we was mempe ya man we no di je adwuma no e na we so ba na on there ade adane talented case enyom to ankwanoma me breso ameko o breso ameko because when nya adwuma papa bi ade a o breso was e ma you get it. So it is not just the person there. I think the entire office should be scrapped. But time and a office of the special prosecutor. No, I feel a little bit disappointed in the NDC not to have stood up against it. But I also understand their position at that time because they had left office, and if they had attempted to critique it. Nka Ghana for an MPP ne Ghana for because me akron for inti na de office of the special prosecutor bano or musuro no. You get it? So in as much as I felt they should have stood up against that office, I also understand the position they were in and why they didn't. You understand? Because it will always take me back to this point. Say, me no me Emphasuo biana office of OSP no idea brain.
Right.
You get it? It might be a good idea. It might be. I'm not saying it is. It might be a good idea in the eyes of the people who created that office. But 6 years, 7 years on, resource. We need to see resource.
Right.
Huh? Na kube crowd and VSN naso. Kube will be 3 years naso. In this year, do you have special of OSP office no na 6-7 years and so ababiana. I think that we need to rethink it, look at it again. If there are flaws in the laws that is making it not able to work, we should go back to the drawing board and then recalibrate our laws to make sure that it works.
But would you say that is the fault of the whole office of the OSP, or is the individual occupying that space?
You see, if I want to go that tangent, if I want to say the individual, I will not be fair to the man in the office.
Right.
He's a distinguished lawyer.
Right.
He has represented clients and won cases for them. So I cannot say he is the reason why the office is not functioning. It might be a flaw in a way we want the office to function. So I cannot say it is the person. So people, I hear people saying that the OSP himself should be sacked. I disagree. I disagree with that assertion. If we think that the office hasn't given us resource, then the office itself should go and in its entirety, because people had higher hopes in what do you call it, Martin Amidu. Because they called him the corruption crusader or the anti-corruption crusader, 1 man something. All the accolades that man went into that office with. He ended up a catastrophic failure that he had to even resign, run away. Because he was overwhelmed. And I think that same thing is happening to Kusia Jabin right now. Because if it wasn't the case, how on earth would you say that I have declared somebody wanted. 6 months on, the docket for that person is not ready.
It's not ready.
So we declare the wanted now. No other no buy SM about.
How would they proceed?
6 months and that's what why I'm finding court. Can say na that jekwa. So it's this shenanigans is kind of giving credence to Ofuriata not even coming.
Not even coming.
Because I know why you're ready so we'll prosecute you now. You wouldn't need 6 months after you've declared him wanted. In Casabria, Nka Wakofana bad the Nijina. When the FBI came to pick our people up here, how many months did they take them for them to pick them up? Once they were certain that these people are wanted, these people have committed a crime, They came directly here, gave us all the necessary documents. We took it to court. The court extradited them back to the United States.
Right.
So we can do same. I don't understand why even these things. You can even have an agreement with the US that when you came down, we willingly gave our people to you. This is not your person. He's our person. Yes, what we do okay. So give him back. So that next time if you want somebody from our jurisdiction, we will willingly do what? Give him to you without any kind of obstruction.
Right.
But
that's not the case.
That's not the case.
That's not the
As you train now, see they need diagro. You get it? But when you nyagudi, okay, National Cathedral sikaya. Yeah, the Constitution make provision for contingency fund. Oforiatta says only the one to me create contingency vote. When a man said to me, who granted him that authority to create a contingency vote at which they can waste Ghana's money on a useless cathedral? Because I always see that that project as useless.
As useless.
So here we are. In Ghana for saying never cross your on Sunday. Yen see you in Niba and cross your Ghana. What was the purpose in the first place? And do you think say I hear people say that it was for tourism? Who in his right senses would leave going to Jerusalem to see the things there and come to Ghana to see the artificial things here? Because everything that we would have taken to that place would have been artificial. You can original no free Jerusalem. Can you go and carry the Wailing Wall and bring it to National Cathedral?
Oh, no.
So if somebody wants to go and pray at the Wailing Wall, the person, because you've built a cathedral here, your friend is saying, Israel Baba chef for mercy soon to obey Wailing Wall no call no Wababi Jina Cathedral and Wabompire. Now you be a time and ABC Cathedral. Tam I say near Cathedral another. Brana na nado eko Wailing Wall no one ko beja Wailing Wall no ho ababe bompire or cathedral no mo na. So I don't get this. Some pay Israel near dia. Na me was come de beko Israel. I don't think I'm better na hama ai sabi bibinia one Yesu ni twaka bia na be no Yesu aduane na odi ma me. Me ko broni na no onim se ne no Yesu aduane na Yesu die no. Na makwa akodi bi ho. Endi wa woti hoi say Italian eye pizza na me Ghana man me pizza na ehe na ebe ye o se wo bedi because pizza Italy for aduane.
Yeah.
Because you feel like eating it directly from the source. So the people even talking about what do you call it? Tourism. Nipa baba be e bi wo Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire has the largest cathedral in the whole of Africa. A ghost town. A ghost town. A baby as a cathedral. A ghost town. Obi anko onko hehe. We are sure say Israel for no time the original manuscript of the Bible. Say ni etwere no na yenyan translate in on tablet no. E dey am say emfa meto hase. Emfa me Bible museum a cathedral no. Anye yi omo mfa mai. So ye kwa omo so befa bo no oma ye bieguso ama say monye nko. There's a replica of the original. If I can afford going to see the original, I'll go and see the original and not the replica. You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't know if we are tired and they were why into OSP Baye. I'm a papa na baby in someone or your normal being in someone. I mean, castle what do you call it? Oforiata Edifo. Some American say, Ye more boy, when ye and them. No me yin ho ano na ne din ho nte what you say say ye bo no kwadu na onyi ne ho ano a bebi obi abehia ne bia camera ofriata na ekono abo no kwadu ye nyanyi onyanyi ne ho ano oye kronfo na say abo no kwadu no abeyi ne ho ano awie e na court free ne say ofriata ho ni bone bia omfa ne ho nkodi a
onama onam free. Unim, because when I look at the Airbus scandal, before the now president was exonerated by the OSP, baby a president be gina be ani about Airbus scandal at the target no. What you say?
Yeah.
But after he went through the investigations, okoko kan asem ye hwe your friend is saying evidence na e wo ho no a ne hu ni asem bia no. Say obi akora ntimi fan tag na biem because ya clear no.
Right.
In the Serbian I mention me pa mo for yata.
So he should just come down and clear his name.
Of course.
That's all. We are just hoping that there's not going to be another high-profile case that is going to die off soon.
Yes, if it dies off on its merit, if it dies off because Oforiatta is innocent, then it dies off. But it cannot die off without we knowing whether he is innocent or not. That's the point I'm trying to make. It cannot die off without we knowing Oforiatta is innocent or not. You get it? We need to go deeper into the issues. Let Oforiatta answer the questions we've been asking. When he answers them and he's free to go.
He's free to go. Right. So what if he decides to become a citizen of whatever country he finds himself in? Can you still go ahead with the case?
Yes. If he attains American citizenship today, we can still write to the Americans to extradite him because he committed a crime in Ghana. Abisa America for no VIP FBI for Nippon and Befam, no America for. They were Ghanaians.
Right.
Haja for or American. So on Befam don't call. So
right. Okay. But what is your whole general overview of the whole government accountability series? What can you say about it?
It is. Are you talking about the entire government accountability series or just the?
No, just the one we had yesterday with the Attorney General.
Of course, he settled a lot of misconceptions, including him being under pressure. Yes, his relationship with the OSP and people even accusing him of cutting deals. Yachi won to me. Yenya MPs mom kwatanatana form.
Yes.
Adanya to me ye persecuting a political agenda. So won't to me himself on ye bonia. Why is he cutting a deal? Why is he trying to cut a deal with the OSP? With the AG? Why? So himself on ye bonibia because according to the AG, they came to him to cut a deal. And was say, me ne mon cut deal bia. Mon court na mon country judge and say, me ye nya ya. Keni AG ne be cut deal. Na as a court no. Every deal na more de ba no name ya. Obema AG kwan to go and negotiate a plea bargain with you.
Right.
So you see, say be asam na ba na ye nya abotre na ye dimirika kri na ye sorry na ye start say ye hu de dia and niema say na enunguase na ye de bere. Afenyo marking no mo nkwatena for me. Sebe untumi asking for a deal. E mo monye enkwase for. Excuse my language. E mo monye enkwase for. If he was innocent, say me meti he na phone na o say ma wi phone na me wi phone na. Me pa wa cho ye den. Mr. say oh, what do you say what say ma wi phone na there ma me nkoto so use Samsung instead of Samsung no me ntimi nto Samsung ma until the momento Itel and asset Tecno ma. Me wi phone no. If I have not stolen your phone, I have not stolen your phone. In the minu need deal be akate. What you say? But in this case, even suggesting that you want to cut a deal cannot give credence to kwaduna ede ball no. Because I won't say I want to cut a deal. But in this case, he wants to cut a deal, which tells me that there's something that you've done until a person will cut a deal. No?
Exactly.
Or maybe if the prosecution goes on, you are scared of suffering a much higher consequences than so cut a deal now. What you say?
Yeah.
Dana metisa na akra baako. Undumi akra baako say, "O ma freezer ni momo nyina no nya aduane ni." Na say, "Hey, ene mo na mo ben no mo na aduane ni e." So no ye adwuma na bibi kakra won nsem no ma mo aduane di.
Right.
In the moment so mo ma no aduane ni. So I think that in all the AG is doing us a favor. He's lifting the bar to a certain standard that I pity the next AG that will come. Yes. You see, there's a misconception going on in this country. When you hear some political communicators talk, they say like, they always say you should go to court. You should go to court and stop doing press conferences. Do you know how many press conferences the OSB has done?
How many?
4.
Just 4.
Just 4.
Right.
Compare that to what the minority has done.
Uncountable. How can you compare that? They said now their press conferences is even more than their votes. Their total votes.
Their total number in the chamber.
Oh, I see.
So, sir, if the standard we are setting for the AG is anything to go by, then somebody will also say that Monso Parliament press conference.
Press conference, right?
The press conferences is to carry the people along. You see, any file that you file at the court is a public document.
Yeah.
And the name na obejina bonten kan kire ni nyina no. Oko file or court pe me Steven ya meti me apply to the court to attain that document and go through it. So what I say?
Yeah.
So abeki kan san sem we nyina no amfa anko court na a problem. Right. But you can san sem we nyina no de ko wie or court wa. I don't see where the problem is. And I hear people saying that he's too confident. He's even pronouncing them guilty before the court do same. But the issue is that say he didn't believe in his case. On court onim so beg secure conviction. And until no dey asem no court. What you say? And this time we gidi o ma asem mu. Say asem na me dey court me di be ma. Et bone be na won say me be ka kire Ghana for say nyina so we ni nyina so we na me wo ndi na me dey asem ne court. You get it?
Yeah.
So the entire government accountability series that they did yesterday and what he has been doing previously is good.
It's good.
It is something that I would say that all ages, subsequent ages, should adapt and be doing. Because oh yeah, ode in some be go abontin say we. Now court. Now go differ. Now the people will now go into the issues at the abontin in the other court to find out why udi for. Whether say court no na anya na dwuma yie. And I say some now be gina abontin ka kire no na ye ntro. See, so this have a way of affecting our legal jurisprudence going forward.
Right.
What you say?
Yeah.
Ebema sabe ye court no adimu because social media adaroma, internet adaroma. Me fa me phone na me timi kan article so and so.
Yes.
And this American article so na nam de kototo ni age ne kan na me kokoto na me ko hu se judge na amfa sa article na anya adwuma. Then I have to now question why the judge didn't do that.
Right.
But gone are the days are yentehwe ye beti ansa asuma se de no court ajano.
Yeah.
Ye beti ansa asuma se de no court ajeli no. Na wa ba abonten the court wasn't fair to me. He didn't do this, he didn't do that. What you say? Say sa niema ni nyina no ye betwam ye yin kakran. I think that the judiciary service should also try to make sure that in the near future some public interest cases should be on TV, especially these corruption cases. I was at the TV so na judge no kan year sabe nyon kwa na oni memra na Ghana for so akere say enye sa na wo say o kan enye sa kwan na so na wo say o fire e kan asem no. So I love the idea of him engaging the public, telling us the updates, what is going on and all that. I really think that he's doing a great job when it comes to that.
But still, people say he's still slow. He's been slow.
Of course, I said that here some other time that it is better to set 1,000 criminals free than to jail and one innocent person. So whether we want to say that he's slow or not, he must be meticulous in his work. Make sure he gets to court with an airtight case that will guarantee him conviction. We just don't go to court because I want to go to court.
Right.
Just because the courts are there. So asem keto be anam the court. Asem no nim say wo ndi bemwa. Emfa nko court. Na nim say ubedi bim so a hwehwe ensem no mu yie. Make sure that all the necessary evidence is covered.
Right.
Answer wako court no. So me I prefer he is slow and getting it right than being in a haste and then getting it wrong. So ba obi ko twere ko 4 verses chachuchi kataya ade chin e to na asem egu yi. Sa kind of court corner there me many nye ho. So be court akotwere eh te say nka oforiata de ni atwere so John Mahama versus Oforiata. No say and share am for kwam za di obeko quarter. Say woni e nyina da kwam.
Be well prepared before you go. Right. So let's look into another issue. So government to designate special court for audit infraction. So government says special court will soon be assigned to handle cases arising from audit infractions captured in the Auditor General's report. Do you think we need a special court?
Of course. Even the constitution that establishes the constitution provision that establishes the Auditor General's office gives provisions for that.
So how?
Because here we are, audit ni na parliament na so. You set up a tribunal. It is in the law. But that part of the law hasn't been operationalized and run as a nene nansa. Na me tie a friend is saying, Kwasi Pratt on Peace FM, and then he said that a brana Theodore Wood Wohono as the Chief Justice no.
Yeah.
They tried operationalizing that, but Theodore Wood didn't agree. Say Obi a onko law school, enko makola. Any law no should have anything to do with the administration of justice or become a the head of a tribunal. Because the constitution in that provision says we should set up a tribunal. And when it is a tribunal, you can be part. I can be part. Anybody can be part.
Anybody at all can be part of it.
The woman had a different view according to Kwasi Pratt. I didn't know about this. I'm just going by what he said.
All right.
So I think that part of the law is about to be operationalized, and I am happy. Me, I hardly become happy. But if things like this comes up, then I'm happy because say utimi here the account that parliament committee that go through the Auditor General's account Auditor General's report. So what now share Public Accounts Committee. So what now share Public Accounts Committee now teens some form asebe ekwoso ho a bufu ye time obi awu 26 months.
26 months.
Nipa na validating no ekwo na ayi nim se asomasi awu.
Wewu. Enso still.
Enso no otua naka. O validating managing akasu for 26 months.
26 months. So would that person be left scot free, like to go scot free?
See, I can't ho. Awie.
So it ends there.
It ends there. Senke o tribunal ya kan ho wie no. And a special court ya kan ho wie no nke the court for the court to prosecute or for the court to listen to the evidence and then emit punishment. Say what's a GSK ye be hye no ho amanatua wo anya akwadam bosumi sei. What do you say?
So right now that they've said it there, it's gone just like that without even asking the person to refund the money back.
They of course they will ask him to refund the money.
Right.
Of course they did. But sometimes refund it's
not enough.
Of course.
It's not enough.
Bibi say what's watching us. Obi okra say we refund na be we need to transfer no the ko baby foforo. Refund if you commit this kind of atrocious or I don't want to use stupid. Stupid will be too strong of a word. Atrocious crime. You don't deserve to work in any public sector.
Any public sector.
Oh, as a wabusian for us as you will baby no go pachi wa ko penado. What do you say? You don't need a Juma be anywhere also for Juma. Even the private sector shouldn't employ such a person. Because they need that home. Why do you say Bonnet now be the Ghana for Sikana or the Diagro? Ndiobia wo bosumi aduonunsia na ogusutu yanaka 26 months.
So how come all these
Anya say wunimo aye no ko bi. Eno kra ehokra na emabufu no.
Say me the tissue ka pani ni.
Because wa go stu. Akwaje aye si coke ne jollof. Akofi akodi awie atwa nipa na wa wunika.
Hey.
What is that assembly in Ghana ha?
So how come all these years we haven't actually looked into this particular issue of setting a special court aside?
It is political will.
Oh.
It is the political will. We, the people in power over the years have not had the political will to get it done. You get it? That is why sometimes I pray that the current administration doesn't get it wrong.
Doesn't get it wrong. We are just hoping so.
Yes. I pray that they don't get it wrong. I don't think that they are 100% or they'll get everything 100%. At a point in time, they'll get some things wrong.
They'll get some things wrong.
But I hope that the majority of the things that they get should be right.
Should be right.
So I dove my hat out for the president for trying to set up these courts, and if it is done, I think it will inure to the benefit of everybody, because corruption it makes us lose I think 15 billion a year.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine what that 15 billion will do. You just imagine what that 15 billion will do. It will build schools, it will build some cheap compounds, some clinics in some villages, drill boreholes, and all that. But yet, tenase na man for us is can they go mubutum. No, mama say about be matem say papa no ma bra. Yeah, na we are trying to get an honest living. No, yeah, no mum ya mobra. Or mono almost say or munya kwanya we are Ghana sikano or mona abobra. And there's all Ghana sorry there more. Oh, here ni post.
Ni post. Obere okoere.
Ni post. In the Ebema Obia. Well, we are Sika Koto 927 position. No, I think for microphone. I say Bomi Sika too. Yeah, boy, and say man. So you see, crops no. A did mua kodrud a pointer. I saw them crown. When you're corrupt, you recognize it.
But you think we can fight corruption, right?
We can. Why can't we? We need one crazy human being to come and fight corruption.
Yeah. So fighting corruption, is it actually just the government or is it collective?
It should be collective, but the government must take the initiative.
Right.
So government no start here. Now so for no so start it. No mu busa o masori man say wo sika ya de be tight unya no he.
Unya no he.
What cut we saying? Oh make us 1,000. Oh by now be tight I know you 2,000. What cut you nyina 1,000 Ghana cedis so. Oh ba so be tight I know you 2,000.
Yeah, onye fi baby other sources of money.
So and no na so for no so busa say unya sika no he o se bia me ton fo so makola. E ka madwuma no ho. Me yese wo ka ho. Me yese wo ka ho. Me yese wo ka ho. And the ne ate wase.
Ne ate right.
Na ha ko ya say ye be ka na se. Agwo ya oni adwuma bia na adwuma a oye bosu me etua nka 14,000. Ah bra wo free office. Na ni sika do 28,000.
Aquaman.
Hanan. what me see Adanya to watch 1.5 million Ghana cedis. So if I call a old currency there.
Mr. Controversy.
The year backs, the year.
Yeah.
The year backs, 61. 61. And
but it's normal as a lady to have
and your normal bags, luxury bags.
It's an investment.
Hey,
so one day if you are broke, you can just decide to sell one of them.
Oh, you know, so a housewife, new crew man 5,000. This is 5,000 free in 28,000. This is a casa. I got 23,000. 23,000 to me see a. Yes, what I thought Diane. They bought some $2 million, $1.5 million. Etimito. Etimisi a yes, what I say, a dime or tamale. And when you're done back away, a dime bear near on
okay.
Was CSC Hotel at the hotel number a company or more random man.
Since you're already there.
So let me continue.
Let's dive into it. So, former Buffer Stock CEO, wife accused of looting over 40 million Ghana cedis. Yes. So it's a bit lengthy, but let me just summarize it. So the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, has revealed shocking details of alleged large-scale financial misconduct involving the former CEO of the National Food and Buffer Stock Company, Hanan Abdul Wahab, and his wife, Faiza Seidu Wuni. At a press briefing on Wednesday, October 22nd, Dr. Ayeni announced that investigations by the Economic and Organized Crime Office, YOCO, uncovered how the couple allegedly diverted and landed over 40 million Ghana cedis meant for the school feeding program between 2017 and 2024. He disclosed that his office will soon file criminal charges including stealing, conspiracies to steal, willful causing financial loss to the state, using public office for profit, and money laundering against the suspects. So very soon we'll be hearing their issuing case.
I was here.
So how come all these money went away without anybody finding out?
That's the problem with the system. The buffer stock has an internal auditor. They have internal auditors. Answer Auditor General asking to audit every year.
Every year.
Yeah. If we get these kind of cases, the internal auditor, not one. Auditors now call auditing over the years. Our mokatas are bonny, woman covers our bonny we soon must also be punished.
And besides, maybe they could be taking some.
Of course. That's auditors no we hear what they do.
I see.
They don't step out of their hotel rooms. One more hotel near the fat brown envelope I bet on him tam. No him no then I'd be actually be where we all call. The system is broken. Say o minor yetimuno. Yenya obi nipa ba kubi ananipa a set of people in institutions are on because yam pene ma bone nkoswa. The system is broken. This anka abayansa san ka the luta continue.
Yeah, it continues. Mo pastiane mami.
Samen gastiane kura no. For the end.
Sure
for the end number yi. Afa je to soro ho asan e ba fo be ku. Be ku yen.
Don't come from you.
Gastiane kura no de afro afa je to soro ho. Ade na ni a kire amenam ho be ku yen. So
but it's serious.
Yes.
It's serious. It's not funny.
And sometimes I wonder, so does these people have conscience in the
seriously school feeding program?
Oh,
come on.
Na yakwa kram emu ya na approve your friend saying.
Don't mention the name.
No, it doesn't have a name.
Okay.
Say what must say Moshosho rice. Na pro. And I know na ni DFD and our secondary schools.
Even that, they were not even eating 3 times daily.
Yes.
They had something they call 001. They don't eat in the morning. They don't eat in the evening. They don't eat in the afternoon. They eat in the evening, or 101.
Me off hasa ba ko Bernard. Ni aka banku setie ni. Banku.
E good choice mu.
Ya ka banku di gu ash chairs mu. Na ye nkruma ne. Ya friend say. Still aka ho.
Hey, I said chairs.
Aye.
Ah.
Ne dia akoma na oketi.
Oh, then it was that bad. Nina nas kan ko bi.
Endi akra we. Efa sa ya we mu. Ewie no obeti say Hanan ne yira o housewife atimi ato 61 luxury bags. 61 luxury bags enya normal bags ibio. Enya bags here ye de sabe ye de hwan sa bags ye de ostrich leather, ye de crocodile leather, ye de python leather na ye sa ba ne boy den high end bags. Sa bag no iba ko timi tua teacher for wa ha. Eka tua organ ha. No nko afa se sika we. No ote ho. Amaria. Okọ awule ana esensen no no aguma ya afi na Hanan wife na eba no. Ana onu ni guru so bo watch. 1.5 million. Na ebo no. No sa o che anu aye no say hello.
Hello. Yeah, boy wa.
Enye boni eya sem papa. Oman no koduru sa na chese oman na sai. Oman timi kwa koduru at a point that people will steal and know that they will get away with it. Oman na sai.
Yeah.
Because en Kenya sa nipa won ni ye adwuma on a conflict of interest. One more no akwa be a company na wasen man approval to be a vendor of the same institution he is working for. Heaven as asem ni besi. Na oda ahomache wa friend say asoma si be send o 2 million Ghana cedis why yeah now the 1.8 million ato my account no afa ne aka sana no ne saga man ne ye uwie ya nipa wa katua 28,000 o de emfa ne say bra wo kono na 28,000 na wa be the highest depositor Republic Bank, the highest depositor. That is a one of which card they call Republic Bank. Republic Bank. Bank akrakasi. Wo Hanan. One of sika doors of power. The highest depositor.
And it's kind of doors.
Aye.
And the bank couldn't question him.
Seven system na say.
In the bank no account to keep quiet.
Na nya nipa na ni say nya bank no nya bank ni betu say nipa na ye adwuma bank. Na so him say if you are you're withdrawing certain amount of money from the bank must costing you or even flag it for the what do you call it, Bank of Ghana, to ask you questions.
Yes.
In the Adentina Hanan dear no bank ni timi bu na ni gu so a yante ho match yante ho hwe. The highest depositor na ketu 28,000. How can somebody earning 28,000 a month becomes the highest depositor in a bank?
In a bank.
Like Republic Bank.
From 2017 to 2024.
How?
That's a lot of years.
Hey, Buffer stock will dream across you. And some across or pana nipa nya aduane ni. Nipa enya aduane ni. School feeding kwada at a point no msika say sika de more in a day no aduane a omudi 80 pesos in a day. 80 pesos. Na wo 80 pesos e did no aduane ma wo bet wo de 80 pesos be no aduane ma oba so oni. Na okwa abranete ho. Na wa bo sika ya no. No de to luxury bags. No de isi adan. No de to watches. Abba. Nti e boni e nsuro nyame. Ye nim se nyame wo soro.
But say it your tight. Nyame je na share.
Oh. Nyame tight no nyame na je o. That will be a topic for another day. That's why me go kan ha sofo obebo media. Asofo obebo media. Me ho so bi gina ho na sa akwara no obebo media.
Yeah.
Tight no wo mfa ma sorry. Wo mfa ma nyame. Wo de manipa. Nyame o bank account.
Oh that.
So for bank account. Cars are kesi and nam kurumanya so for nepi.
Ebimo.
So first na
so for ntwi big
any also for unya
ne dey apotroka.
I sorry mano e was opiapia matiko na mugura politics mi. Na Moses be the breno.
Why is it always that the perception is there that once you go into politics you become rich automatically? Why?
It's not just a perception. It is the reality. It is the reality. And the over here, the person is a nobody. Later, within some few years or politics, when you see atam. Your Ghana ha and a presidential staffer back for years who jano. But I know onyanye politician or not an assy fee. No one asking it. Bra Obana Kazu jano no call filing a document or court no. Obano nim say Nikunu see and yes case dime Marco 28 to the non call court and quatern and fan of a man or not Beman and some fan of fan. So and so bra no nyanya politician. Bra no be a nimno. No nase in it not an fee. So it is not just a perception, it is the reality.
It's the reality.
So people go into politics not to better the lives of the ordinary Ghanaian, but to enrich themselves. What I say? And the way we even do politics even allows them to steal or to get to the position that they can be influenced. Me say ya me tihei, say me come akurase as with TV South, say me ko pre MP. Me win you. Do you know why?
Why?
Because me share delegate, I mean yes, come mom. And they will not vote for me.
They will not vote for you.
Even say delegate who say akwawe na adwimu do yemto abana mano no nko contest ya me manfo no da ye to abana nkasa no omo nto mame enye se ma me kanyansa sem enye se they don't know I am knowledgeable, I'm capable of working on their behalf, but because they want instant money or instant resources. And this is dana ya to abano se ma nya sika ankoto ho se aso nipa na be ba beto aba mumo obi aka sika wo montom mame. That is how our politics has become. Na we are sure say me ko jibosia e de ko win elections a me ba me mfa kwan a me fa so a me nya sika no de akwakotua bosia no. My salary is not enough. And that's all the only MP bia. O sorry no pada kora da MP na nko ba bia no konfie na kohwe ade. Obekona Ghana for as a lie. We se me yira o me koto no badin. Me koto me koto badin. We see masoma si ewu. Beja me yi. And you know one thing. Say one kwa yi no. One ko badin to no. One masika. One masika for any of this some crofo no beto atia and they will even campaign against you say omo ba omo nipa wu ya ombese wo yie no kra no wa me bonsan
over petty issues.
Yes, forgetting say sa ensan body no oboabo ensan body atwa area ho ahia e na wo ye wadwen say oni ma memfa ntunsuo ma area afo anka no wo mfa so che ensan body na oje di kodi no. What I say? Yeah. So our system, our way of life, in a way, enables the politician to be corrupt. Hana nimika said, "Oji oyewe esko ya do epa o." Ochichebi, me sure.
Yeah, the Muslims they are good for they are known for.
She say oko ya oko nifie on either adana say either fitela. And then you could basis.
Hey, oh,
now, Mrs. say,
oh,
I'm just assuming.
Let's assume.
And the people to watch 1.5 million.
Hey, watch has him here.
Hey, now maybe to watch 20 Ghana cedis near Temi tax.
Hey, name one to watch.
Hey, cash you, I take the other saying the other you see. The other one, disco watching, I say. My brother I watch 20 Ghana and no tax that so near tax and they bro say fakoto aduane man kwara no munia No what we scan the aqua watch. I say mamma man hammy. Eh? I was a hammy. I need to be worried by the state that people feel they can do anything and get away with it. Abayans san. Nka we give us a man a position for fro. Abayans san. Give a man a position for fro. Me nka menya kra 4 years bi anke san ban.
Every 4 years.
Every 4 years. You shouldn't inka and this say ya ma 8 years where you call. Every 4 years nka was say to abase san ban no.
But you know right here in Ghana that has been a norm that anybody that comes to power has to be in power for at least 8 years.
And the moment is a constitution and then you know 1 term 8. Now call baby. Now here mamu a course in the past year. They didn't deserve a second term. Emi ya say MPP rep number. I would have told him this in his face. Everything that happened.
I'm sure they knew you were coming.
Everything that happened in 2019, 2020, NPP didn't deserve a second term.
A second term. Right.
So what me ma health minister kwa transfer wa sign contract ma anwene ho. Hey. Kwa jima manu kwa tana ho sign contracts put in V vaccine. Also wa anwene ho na adwen mu ayehye. That's what he said at the committee of parliament. It's there. It's in the hands of the parliament. The board of Kopena kind. I said, "I be my shit." Ti was sign contract no anwene ho.
Right.
When you know they sent to Obama 2020 no better was on not twice.
Don't worry. 2028 they said there will be majority very soon. So.
Okay, if hey, me no, I'm not against a particular political party. Say MPP never ba. Ama me ameti he me ho atome. Na inchirimba enkwada na me wo mo daache no. Anya ahoto a I don't mind.
You don't mind.
Say NDC ne wa ba mu na me ho atome. Na nkwada no a beba achiriwa no omo ho ato omo benya ahoto a I don't mind. What do you say? So me who becomes majority or who goes into opposition is not much of a problem to me. What I care about as a Ghanaian is the development, the personal development of my life and the institutional or the societal development.
Right.
And no na mehwehwe. And this all my kwatena fie mfie nan no mo se o masua nyansa na Ghana afford the aban no mo no mo me ne o mo ye ne atwam no dia. Mini problem. Excuse me.
Sorry.
But so mo ba na no and one on be ye dia. Any men kan kire oboso me nsa kro mu nie be se ye be force emergency election. Se Sri Lanka bi si ho. Wo mo te ho anan ka atro mo Flagstaff house. Ayi o mo ne magu abonten ne o mu stia no no mo de. Om de na be wi om de be ko. You get it? Because you see, the current administration is not 100%, but they've set a standard that so no one meet standard now only 4 years.
Only 4 years.
Just the 4 months now the current administration has been in power. Say oba now ya buying. Now once meet that standard no or 4 years na you will go. Because the Ghanaian voter is becoming wiser and wiser with the aid of technology and social media. Indeed, you first na unim America, untimi nka America asem. And now won't kwa America krana internet inti unim ho. What do I say? When you look at videos, you will know how things are done in America. If you read articles, you know. Ban can no daily guide, ni daily graphic ni ade. And also krana aton. Ohia ni ba akonya bi ohia fa na aton. And so now once the crato internet bundle. Inti ade na the niema na asikafo no timi tokan no. And now ohia ni nso timi tokan ehunu mu. You understand?
Right.
So I believe that we will get there at a point, but the pace at which na yede kono. I say yeah, slow too much.
Right. So for this particular case, what are your expectations for this case? Would you wish that the money should be retrieved and then sent back to the school feeding program project, or
Munis can non send them?
Non sending. Yeah, but I not look for security.
Why? Why?
Really?
Nga one man demonstration.
Obako.
Ah. Mekopa.
Who no be lead the gang?
Me say me nko one man demonstration. One man. Me kra de me nka so obi ameboa me. Me kwa ko gina parliament anim ho. Me wi a Flagstaff anim ho. Wo mo ntiase wo mo metu nkume. Because ye bewo ye ma beba dache.
Yeah.
So mo bana hwe ni ho a. Would I want my grandchildren to be like the children from South Sudan? Do you see those children? They are malnourished.
Very malnourished.
I don't want my children to be like that. So that is the reason why I will fight to make sure that this country is heading towards the right direction. To the extent to say that nana eni adwuma ye mpo a there can be sika bia ye beti ama say wonni adwuma ye gikodidi. And as me ameti hey me ba akokra mpo na me ntimi nya adwuma the state should be able to take care of me. Because me tuya taxes compare say ma ba akokra no. No tuya taxes ko wi na ba akokra no man ntimi hwe wa. Basic amenities like wheelchairs or my way to be provided for the aged.
For the aged and disabled people.
And there was a Ghana Health Service. A department. Wo ba akokra ba abrewa na uhia aid to say a lens. When you fra uhia lens. Uhia wheelchair. Uhia a walking bibia uhia ye to aid your health, to make you a little bit comfortable. No? Nke what's a money to me provided my woman. Right.
So some of these monies that Mr. Wahab actually took were actually diverted into a private account. What do you think the government can do to prevent these sort of like diversion from the public account to a private?
Yeah, then chrono the intimate to us.
It's like what the fan on there. Because he's not the only person. I think with the case of Edubo Ahene too.
It's the same thing. You see, yeah, then chrono no. Yentimi nka say nipa bi amọ chrono wo my way. We cannot put systems in place that it will 100% stop theft or corruption. But we can be proactive. First, you put systems in place to prevent it. Yes. And even if it happens, we should deal with it swiftly. No, be on this level.
Yeah,
because as I'm way back court, nipa ba ko betimi asem ba ko application ba ko betimi afare ho appeal be imprensa. And no we sika no a wo na we sika na ye hu se we sika no. Yes and ko do court a yes wo mom de we innocent. Or minor mom prove ni enti a wo na we sika no. Now what happened to reversing it to make it say wumi I approve it to say wumi I? Because there are countries in their laws, if you are suspected to have taking money out of the public purse,
yes,
the burden is on you.
On you
to prove that wumi is can well now you see now nya. And no nya bone wo mramu. Spain it is there. If you evade tax in Spain, ni omu hia na say wo mahu say oji sika say sa abosumi we. And attack na also tua tax say one pia nti fa nkrata court kire say ni enti a wonni for. What you say? Enya afa na omo na ebe prove say wudi for na so wudi bi mo. Wo na wo prove say mi ni for. Na akọ no want me prove say wonni for a wo bedam. That's the kind of systems, that kind of laws we should have in this country. But Ghana, human rights activist. Obi a human rights activist. And Uncle Kanye, it is my right. Uncle Kanye, it is my right. He has the right. It is his innate right. Hey, Nenti akra na ote akra say o kro no ndi wonya school papa ntana say no. Oni right say or have it, doesn't he have a right to basic necessities of life? Would you also say you're right? Asem na kwakọtwa. Yentio. Na akra na owa kura na asem de oni right so wetena school papa dam. And obenya access to good health care. Then the Ghana have a be a yedri. Still I want me kanipa mani wo Ghana.
Yeah.
What me kanipa mani wo Ghana oni mi ntia. The distance between baby a one car
to the hospital.
To the hospital.
It's a distance.
Ewa. nke wo say a farm centers baby a yenim say aha ye emfuom nipa ko mfuom wa o ko afuom na nka ambulance do machi na akogina at advantage point second me twa nipa wa afuom mani bleed awu ti second ni twa nipa na de ade anko ben say obefre ambulance no ni aba be fa no e de na free afuom ho aba be treat no am first aid and send na ko hospital
yeah
wo won ka nipa no a na nka first aid wo ho a na de na ko hospital baby o man we through 60 years. We cannot do that for our people. Now we can do kojina court also all right. Right, Benya.
Right. What will be your last word for the specific issue before we move on to our next topic for discussion?
I think that Hanan or whatever his name is.
Hanan, please.
If he really did it, he should bow his head down in shame.
In shame. Looking at those vulnerable kids still embezzling funds.
And then we see what hakraba ko pen with them. If you have 100-bedroom house, you will sleep in only one bedroom.
Only one.
I know people will say I'm here espousing a poverty mentality, but I'm not espousing a poverty mentality. I'm espousing an equality mentality. Because me wadan waha na wunni baby da me dan waha no mfaso ben also.
Right.
Dise me nya dan me ensa. Me yere de baako, me de baako, me ba de baako a. Na me ma mfaso ba adwuma na me yere so ma won so timi si dan ni bia mfaso so say me mesi adan wa ha na wo ni dan dem. So I think that what he did or what he's alleged to have done is bad, and nobody should see it as example. He shouldn't even have a role model if indeed he did that. Now role model, we your role model. We your role model.
Right. Okay, so moving on to our next topic for discussion. In Team Fojo question Mohammed's commitment to anti-LGBTQ plus bill. One of the main sponsors of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Bills and Family Values Bill 2025, Reverend John in Team Fojo, is questioning President John Dramani Maham's commitment to his promise of introducing the controversial bill as a government-sponsored legislation. Speaking in an interview in Accra, Reverend Intim Fojo expressed disappointment that nearly 11 months into the Mahama administration, the president has yet to present the bill to Parliament, despite repeatedly assuring the public of his support. He argued that if the president was truly serious about backing the bill, he would have taken action by now. The legislator, however, welcomed any future government-sponsored version of the bill, clarifying that it would not replace the one currently before Parliament. Reverend Intim Fojo reaffirmed Parliament's commitment to passing the existing bill and forward it to the president for answer, stressing that lawmakers remain open to further legislation that upholds Ghanaian culture and moral values. Why do you think the president has actually delayed in introducing a government-sponsored version of the bill? Mr. Dupeak.
Intim Fojo na kikaza
why do you think they've delayed with this particular bill?
Are you asking me based on some Intim Fojo can I say you also feel that they've delayed the bill?
Oh no, based on what's Intim Fojo.
You see,
it's like you want to come for me.
No, I just want to get the facts right. You get it? Just a second, eh?
But indeed, they've delayed it. Anna, don't you think?
They delayed what?
Yeah, they've delayed it.
I don't think they have.
What makes you think so? Because even in opposition, some judge was making noise about it. That when they come, they are going to pass it. When they come, they are going to pass it. And they've been in power for how many months now? Nearly 10 months, if I'm not mistaken. And still, they haven't passed it. What is holding them back?
How many months did that case last? The first time it was introduced. Intim Fojo has no moral right to say what he's saying based in reference to this bill.
That's your reverend you're talking to.
He's not my reverend. He's a reverend to whoever made him reverend. I didn't make him reverend.
Okay.
See, let me read something small for you.
Okay.
I need to set the premise before I even get to why the case has been delayed.
Okay.
See, if the president disagrees with the bill passed by Parliament, the 1992 Article 106, Clause 7 to 9 outlines what he must do. The process is step by step. Parliament passes a bill, sends it to the Parliament for assent, into bracket approval. The president disagrees. He does not sign the bill. The president returns the bill to Parliament within 14 days after receiving it, explaining his objection in writing. Parliament then reconsiders the bills, taking into account the president's objections. If Parliament passes the bill again by 2/3 majority of all members, the president is required to assent whether he agrees or disagrees. When that bill was first passed in Parliament, it had both the majority and minority agreeing to pass the bill, so it was beyond the 2/3 majority threshold. Bill every Parliament, presidency, the presidency wrote a letter to Parliament telling them to cease and desist from even transmitting the bill to him to assent. The Constitution of Ghana and the Supreme Court rulings have made us understand that you cannot stop or injunct a constitutionally mandated body from performing a constitutional function. What was Parliament doing? It was performing a constitutional function by transmitting the bill to the president. If the president has signed the bill, what was he doing? He was performing a constitutionally mandated function by assenting and passing the bill into law, right?
Yeah.
So based on what na Kufuor catch say assembly or court injunction that won't mean sign the bill. Based on what? Yep, assembly call court no so ye di assembly wie ye wo court no 16 days answer Kufuor do free office. 16 days and just say Kufuor do free office and say di assembly wie ye di assembly wie ye ebo wo mo de injunction ko to assembly so assembly tugu so wo ma assembly ni hom 16 days, 16 clear days. How many days does it take to transmit a bill and how many days does it take for the president to sign? The signature no here painters, artisans, normal be crafted, drafted signature na to so.
Hey, papi.
And this say yakọ we num nyina mu awie. Na intim fodwo enne. Aba be gina bonte say. Wodi mahama amam aban no ho yaw. Say 9 months nie. Wa mo mfa bill number Parliament. Ema ye ni hudwumu a. Opeso o kire yesen, opeso o kire yesen be ye nim nyansa. Na ade Akufo Addo na osan a enye ye na eda mahama de san a ye. What is that? Did you ever hear in Tim Fojo criticizing the Akufo Addo government for not assenting to that bill? What did it be?
No, please.
Now, let me go into the people that the proponent of the bill. Sam Nate George.
Yes.
Emmanuel Bejira.
Mm-hmm.
Nelson Dafiamakpo.
Mm-hmm.
Retana Dolisoa. De La Soa. Alhassan Saibu Suhini. Ena Intim Fojo. Intim Fojo no kwa na NPP ni. Get this. I'm building a premise. Intim Fojo no kwa na de NPP ni e wo mo de bill no call Parliament no. Sam George NDC ni. De La Soa NDC ni. Intim Fojo NPP ni. Suhini NDC ni. Rita Odole NDC ni. Helen Adwa Ntoso NDC ni. Roxanne Nelson Dafiamakpo NDC ni. Afi yanko wo motana asese wo mo hyehye ye friend sen bill no originally na was MPP for e ka ho na was 5 from here 5 from here na nka 10.
Yes.
MPP for omo twen omo free mu oman can sponsors no omo di na me boy. Kwaku Asante Boateng. MPP for MP for Asante Achem South withdrew his commitment to co-sponsor. Andy Apia Kubi untumi lawyer no. He reduced his commitment to sponsor MP for Asante Achem South. Francisca Oti Mensah, MP for Kwabri East, also withdrew his co-sponsorship. And then, in 4 years, now I just saw a press conference. Who want to Omujinachi? No, me MPP for one more train, one more free bill. Say, one best sponsor bill, one more than agent in the chin. Do you want to be a door, my neck? Ghana for young Kwasi are fool. Ghanaians are not fools. I always say this: Ghanaians are not fools. So don't take Ghanaians for fools. Wo ne wo nkrofo atwe mo ho, etwe wo mo ho, efiri ade enum. Ene wo ni aba mu nti, wo se chinchina ade na wo nkrofo na omo they don't want to have anything to do with it, you know. And then you are forcing it on the government to get it done. You see, that bill must be passed. It must be passed.
Yeah, it must be passed.
Whether we like it or not, we must pass that bill. But anything for one and Crawford and me, need that moral right to tell us to pass the bill. Because they had every opportunity to pass the bill 16 days after they left office. What they are granted, say, court processes Nintina Kufuado hands are tied. No intimi. But ye did some new way, ya clear and so utimi as Antebiano 16 days and some free office. So the intim for your will be blamunwa. Ombre me Kufuado. Sanka pass a bill na Mahama by no chabe numanke on Sembi a bebusa Mahama. What you say?
Yes.
But answer one pass a bill ninti and a bill na that's a concon hobby edu baby edu.
So, looking at this particular bill, in your opinion, do you think it's about moral values or it's about politics?
Now it has become politics.
Now it has become
yes.
politics. So, formerly it was moral values.
Yeah, to some extent, you depending on where you understand. MPP people can say NDC funds for the air politics. You get it? What did I say?
Okay.
And now NDC people are also saying say MPP for the air politics. So it depends on where you want to look at it from. But Emrana de was a eba. Because say me who can say me dani bibia no. And let me tell you, my catcher will be I say I feel like identifying as the president of Ghana, so I'm going to sit at the Flagstaff House. Monfa motoke di nibenim. That is what I identify as. I identify as John Mahama.
John Mahama.
Yes.
Ibrahim.
And Okwana, you use no. Ibrahim Mahama. I identify as Ibrahim Mahama.
Ibrahim.
The engineers and planners maybe are free now.
Ibrahim.
You see how absurd that thing is. So we need that laws to sanitize their values and make sure our culture is preserved.
Or could it be maybe we are not going to enjoy certain benefit from other countries? Should this
now baby Ghana do if we still think about benefit from other countries, then we are a failed state.
Over reliance.
If we still think about the benefit Ghana will get from other states, other countries, then we are failed. We failed our people.
So as it stands now, you think we shouldn't even think about that?
We should do what benefits us.
Benefit us.
We should put ourselves as priority. Whether say be did you need you. Ade be yama ye ho ato ye feel say our society is good enough. And on was say ye. Enya ade America ni bi ti no kroma a also just say enye no ha. And be what you say?
Yes.
So in as much as say we are in a global village. We depend on each other for certain things. Emra, that is why we are a sovereign state. We have that autonomy to do our own laws the way it suits our society. Our society first before the globe. We are in our society first before finding ourselves in a larger set of the globe. Na me ameti hei wa bana me kondo fufu na me ni fufu no a. O se me say me wo fufu no kra na dede be na bontinti me nakom. What are you telling me? Me di me nakom sa ma ne yi. Me wo fufu ne sisi wa so a. O de atwe ho ansa me wi a no aba.
Na wa ba beta.
Me so me pe machine bu fufu.
Unye.
Inti me pe wo duro mo de ni tim. Of course.
Your wife should get it.
Tim.
Okay. Our time is almost up. Yeah. So let's briefly look into the last topic. Then we're out of here. Mama promises incentives to attract foreign investors to the north. President John Dramani Mahama has reaffirmed his commitment to bridging the growing development gap between northern and southern Ghana. Speaking at the launch of the Ghana Infrastructure Plan on Wednesday, under the National Development Planning Commission, the president announced plans to introduce special incentives to attract foreign investors to the northern regions. He said the initiative aims to boost economic growth, create jobs, and reduce the high migration of young people from the north to Accra in search of better opportunities. He noted that while Accra continues to attract nearly all major industries and foreign investments, other parts of the country, especially the north, remained underdeveloped. So he added, we are proposing an agro-industrial park in the northern part of Ghana, where we can redirect some foreign investors and offer them incentives to set up industries there. President Mahama believes that creating a strong industrial base in the north will not only transform the local economy, but also help achieve balanced national development. Why is that people think that running to Accra is far better than wherever they find themselves?
Yeah, it is far better than wherever they find themselves.
Accra?
Yes.
But Accra is very expensive.
But one argument expensive one. One of the car more condition or more expensive one.
But what do you...
One hour luxury. And I'll pay a
no,
and a chamber and ho and I be. Oh, no, the bridge be as I know.
No, but that shouldn't be the case. When it happens like that, Accra is overcrowded. Let me put it. That is it. Accra is actually overcrowded. Oh, come on. But it's too much. My rent's crowd account. Because the landlord is going to be like, you want to be in Accra.
1 year we budget.
So you don't have a choice. Look at that. But in all, what do you think of the initiative President Mahama is bringing on board? Looking at setting up industries in North, so that when you finish school, you don't have to rush all the way to Accra to get a better
People
job.
can even leave Accra to go there and work.
Exactly.
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. Press out there, not check. We've been looking for that for a very long time. You see, what I'm going to say is that I hope this is not talk. I want it to work.
Walk the talk.
Of course. A baby actually, Mahama intention, come. No, Konya Abuga Pele be no tesoro, no, I say Sikan.
Obenyade.
Abuga Pele.
And on the day.
Abuga Pele, the man who was in charge of Sada.
Okay.
Say we are on say Sada. He was convicted, so I can mention his name. At least the court found him guilty.
Okay. Moving on.
Babe. So, in the end, he will bring forth the nicest ideas and all that. But in the end, the people he will entrust the project with would mess everything up. I just hope that it doesn't become the Baumiers, what do you call it? Pualugu Dam project, where we will throw $11 million away and will not see even a brick or a block laid there. I'm just hoping. Say Bemua, Kaya you for cranking you Accra Hasi. What I say? Because Juma be on off to the extent say what we know what if you know ye Juma on and off wa Mahame ye paupa. Mahame Kaya.
Yes.
And I get a name and I'm on your power, my drown baby. And yes, Zuma dear Guru never power.
Hey, Mr. Dupik.
I'm a nodner.
Yes.
And
I'm sure you are very excited about it.
Yes, and I see the plight of some Northerners here in Accra. They go through a lot of harsh conditions, disrespect. You know.
Is it Montia Samasempa?
Yeah, that's the issue. Who you and who is SCA party?
Oh, then what she said was true.
SCA party, Jai.
It's a Montia Samase.
Yeah, na mentia se necessary. Na what you mentia se obetia se means you.
Oh, Davida.
Send you ya na ko me ma oto de ma mi ya. Man mi nyanti aka na wusu. Obetia se.
Yeah.
Ah,
ontia se. Me kakao.
Oh, that oh, I the radio so na adan ka. Say me nua tani na ye we abaka so ontia samase.
Hey, yeah, that was just by the way.
So, I hope that these issues or this project is commenced and then is able to take off as the president expects it to, and subsequent government wouldn't abandon it and then would continue and make it a reality, because at the end of the day, the president has 4 years. Obeko.
Yeah, Obeko.
It is a Oko na aban na wa beba no doesn't prioritize that project. Ebeka. And I say it will not even so yet to a certain level. Cry no now. You can say what you see three factories operational. Na aban na beba no doesn't see the need for it. On si ba kon kan man nya for. So in the end, the baby kakana population now also want to say outgrow the 3 factories now are building, not the same thing in it was. So I think that it is a good initiative, and we should strive as a country to develop the north. You developing north now, boy. Say now can say ne ye maha say what dan can koso. Exactly. Kakrebia obinyano ebesun dina.
Right, but do you think this particular incentive is actually going to attract investors to the north?
Yes, it will. Because Osha North now, they have a vast land, and their land is also very good for cereals. They have a very good fertile land. What you say? So Burkina Faso do tomatoes milk of Mali ni Niger dua je enemy ekofa. Adentina northern region de omuntimi nya aduane. Emma infam be factories. They can do that. Share butter. They can grow yam, we can have yam chips, we can have potato chips, we can kwa broche koto sa nema we de ebegu atana hadi o. Sa chips ya na mo we say crunches at the level. Yentimi nya bi o Ghana ha. When I catch us a plantain chips, no, ye the goose that's your packaging ye the crab which are monto. So these things will help us. Until Mumme and a baby of a banner. Say Mahama or ho, Mahama ni ho, or Moshana yenye. Nasuro bia, ye be my yina.
Right. So, what would you say are some of the barriers that are preventing or hindering these industries from going up there?
I think it is lack of political will.
Lack of political will.
Yes. You see, say me fra brochire ebe dru Ghana ha. Na me say me pese me bie factory a. Unim ne ndi amenko north.
Why?
Say me ko north na me process niam na wi kura say me timi de niam na free north. Abahaba export ya ko baby a mepe bia na issue. It will take me days to get my product from the north down south. It is a railway network. Me wie ya me de akọ railway no na de atum na within the shortest possible time e wotema.
Right.
Enkabema industries no akọ north akọye adwuma. No mkoye adwuma no wo ho a e bi ko de guka ma ode na nam kwan so obeduru kwan ni finfin aka na asai. Kana di be 3 days and say aba be repair kana de kana free wa maka obeba be dura na nema no. Ase and I say or timelines kra also meeting no kana.
Right.
Now timelines no akopa ho. So these are some of the reasons why investors wouldn't want to go to the north. But see, it me here the railway network near you put things in place. Come on. And even aviation. Say, what be drew Ghana and our one cry now quota malino. And as our cosrono. Edding. Edding Yankasa. Because so how much does it even cost per ticket, flight ticket from Accra to Tamale? The wedding.
Would you say conflict is also a part of it? Looking at
well, saying you're not in your baby and a conflict.
Okay.
Not in your baby and a conflict. There are conflicts, yes.
Yes.
But in your baby and a conflict.
But that could also be a fear that it's escalating and get to rest.
And that is the political will that I talked about.
Right.
If there's a political will to stabilize the place and make that place peaceful, it can be done.
It can be done.
But peace enforcement. We are enforcing peace, not keeping the peace. What is Obia to do, Obi? That's how it should have been done from the onset. Man, an American human rights activist. So the Nico Bobia sumo hosis here no. Obetini and some man for Becca. Obi anya the papa na so the Nico Bona sumo. Obetini and some man for Becca. Say journalists here or more ye a or demolition ya or koye ya ye piano. So things some man for.
Right. I guess that'll be all. But before we leave, what are your last words?
Oh, my last words there. I always say that Ghana will work. It will take time, but it will work. Let's all come together and make sure Ghana works.
Let's all come together and make sure Ghana work. Thank you so much, Mr. Dubik, for your brilliant submission on the show. And thank you to my lovely audience for doing the listening. And we'll come your way same time tomorrow. Do have a lovely day.
This is GhanaTalks Radio, the best station rocking the nation.